But now we can do it during. We can do it. We can do it. I see that little red thing going.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
no idea what you're talking about.
Team Reeves has decided to move on.
No.
From Team Samoa Girl Scout cookies.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say Chargers, and you just got real. Okay, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, no,
I didn't give a shit about the Chargers, but
I can make jokes about the Chargers all day. No, this is real life here.
Yeah.
I've decided to pull a LeBron James, and I'm taking my talents elsewhere.
Holy shit!
And with
wait.
This is big.
Okay.
Do we need to? Should we do this now? Should we somehow try to like set this podcast episode up to where like people stay for the entire 2 hours to figure out what it is, or should we just drop it now to keep people intrigued for as long as we can? Because that's kind of how this works.
It could be a sticking point on why anybody would continue to listen to this show.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Where I'm going.
Okay.
Let's just hold it then. We'll keep it in the bag. We'll hold it.
Wait, wow. You're keeping it in the bag. So are you going to eat it, or are you? Now I'm confused.
I don't know. Maybe I'll eat it. Maybe
what's
it's
the shelf life?
Maybe it's got coconut on it. Maybe it's graham cracker flavor. Who knows? Who knows what it's got on there? We don't know. But I might eat it.
Golly gee willikers. I don't even think I tweeted this out yet.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop the nuke. The 25 kill streak.
I was just
I didn't mean to do that.
I was so excited that I had to press live, and now I just kind of ended up edging myself, and now I'm just here sitting waiting.
I didn't mean to that was intense. That took a lot for me to even just get that out there.
Yeah, well, think about me over here. So
thanks for being so vulnerable, Jesse.
Yeah. They bring it out of me. They do. I'm in a very vulnerable state whenever I see these guys and that live go. When it pops up, I just open soul.
Yeah. Speaking of segues, live, that old little red thing that says that we are that is in fact true. Because guess what? It's the opening bar. Actually, I think I forgot this part. No, I did not. It is Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern ish, and heavy on the ish, very much heavy on the ish, because I was waiting. Of course, imagine that I'm blaming J Mike at the beginning of the show for starting on schedule in quotes. Okay. He's supposed to have this big old facade of having 6 people on the show every week. That's kind of his 2020 thing, and then here we are with 5 people. So who else is there to blame but my friend, my dude, my man, the Mr. Wide Open himself, J Mike Check. How's it going, dude? What do you have to say for yourself? Where are all the guests?
Listen, all I know is we've got you know what? No, we're gonna handle this after hours. We're not gonna do this now.
That's for the Patreon subscribers.
Right.
He didn't like the grocery stores we were shopping at, so he bounced.
No, he didn't. He bougie. He's shopping at that Nordstrom grocery store, wherever that is.
He's out.
So to our guests, I mean, just before you even get a chance to introduce them, Gabe, I know that each of you have your own podcasts with podcast partners. So if you're ever down for like a wife swap type of deal here, because of the slander that I'm having to put up with and the hate that I'm having to deal with at this current moment, I'm up for that. I'm up for being single and ready to mingle, because apparently I'm not appreciated in my own home.
Well, Gabe. The welcome mat is always there, but the grass is not always greener on the other side, J Mike.
Especially not anywhere in the United States right now, because it is pretty cold and pretty gross everywhere. So yeah, no, Gabe, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm excited about the first open bar of March 2020. The first open bar after the combine. We've got a couple of old friends with us. We've got a new guest with us. We've got somebody coming in later. This is going to be a fun episode. I'm already excited about it. And I think this is where the anticipation for free agency and everything else is already starting to kick into full gear. And our beloved Jaguars have already traded AJ Bouye. And his sorry behind. We got him on up out of there. Because I don't know if people know this, but AJ Bouye is not the same guy that he was 2 seasons ago. So good luck with that, Denver. Hope you enjoy that.
Okay.
Oh, no question.
Okay.
No.
Well, they were going to release him anyway. So
yeah. The Broncos
4th round pick, fine.
Yeah, they threw that in there so they wouldn't have to bid against anybody else. That's the only reason. That was like leftover from the Emmanuel Sanders trade, from what I understand.
Yeah, and he's not. Yeah, but he wasn't the same guy anymore. Like, we watched him get roasted a lot last year, a lot. Just saying.
Okay.
Chris Harris clone, J. Mike.
No, stop.
He's fine.
Stop.
It's fine.
Stop.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Who are you? Look at you.
Hey, I'm fine over here. We in here. Hey,
look at us.
Look. Hey.
Not me.
I mean, dude. Okay, guys. Look, Jay. Hey, happy to see you. By the way, all jokes, man. You know, I love you. Of course, I do. I love
you, bro.
All right. I'm looking at this comment in the so-called chat, and I'm gonna get right into the introductions for who is here, because this one caught me, and I'm like, wait a second, this is true. I haven't seen that before. Have I? Is that true? Have I ever seen that? You tell me, because I have way too many guests on this podcast.
No,
Yeah,
you probably have not.
Okay, because I remember the your Avi, or the little Google thing that from a while ago, the little thing that I can't describe, but that thing is all I can picture you as. And now you are a human, and your name is Swags to me, and you are on the open bar, and I'm happy to see you. And how are you, dude?
I am excellent, man. Absolutely excellent. I'd probably talk more if we could get my Avi back up instead of me, to be honest with you. But man, I'm stoked to be here as always, man. Great group tonight,
dude. I feel honored. I don't know, J. Mike.
This is historic. Well, no, before we even recorded, when it was just Spaceman and I in here, that was the first thing that I said as soon as Swags came on. I was like, "Whoa,
yeah,
like,
I don't know this guy.
I felt so honored.
Yeah,
no, I was cool to see. The other thing being, Swags, I saw your I guess St. Patty's Day addition to your avatar.
Oh yeah, Twitter. You like that?
I loved it.
Yeah, got to change it up for the seasons, keep it with my candy. There's no good St. Patrick's candy though.
Oh wow, that's subtle. Nice. There you go.
Yes, there is. Oh yes, there is. There is good St. Patrick's Day candy. It's called the Irish.
What are you making with almonds now?
Irish potato. The Irish potato, and it's from C's Candy. Look it up. I just had it last night. I was introduced to it last night, and before last night, I probably would have agreed with you, Swag. But let me tell you, this thing is life changing. You need to get your hands on one, because it is.
Is there really potato in this product?
No, there's not. But just
look
it up. Hey, all I'm going to say is I am a connoisseur of the finer things in life, which I will not steer you wrong in that regard. So just maybe dabble in it a little bit and see what comes out. See what happens.
Tell me that one more time, because I am definitely Googling that right now.
Irish potato.
The Irish potato by C's Candy. I don't know if everybody's
I think you have to put the by C's Candy afterwards.
It is.
The first thing you get some different results.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, put C's Candy in the Irish potato, because I don't want to know what comes up before
the Irish potato. That sounds kinky, Reeves.
Despite its name, it's not from Ireland, and it does not use potato.
It does not, my friend.
So this is
coconut cream inside, and it's rolled in cinnamon on the outside, and it's resulting in appearance that represents a small potato
topped with pine nut potato eyes.
Philly
I knew it. I knew there was nut in it.
There's
stay nutty, ain't got to get nutty.
You're talking to a man who has a tub of peanut butter on deck.
Right?
It's all about the nuts, man.
This
Dude.
is
It's all
true.
about the nuts.
Can we go back to the part about this
Let's-
being from C's Candy and the 6-pack of this costs $28.20 on their
Holy
website?
cow.
Because
Hello.
it's worth it. It is worth it.
Listen.
Wow.
And Swags gave you kind of what it sounds like, but listen to this on the website. Listen to how they describe it.
Yeah, do it up.
A sumptuous seasonal treat. C's luscious divinity filling is enrobed in milk chocolate,
Oh, I hate
then
when they
rolled
say
in a blend of
enrobed.
cocoa. Yeah, I love it. Then
I love
rolled in a blend of cocoa and cinnamon, topped with pine nut potato eyes, individually boxed, 6 per pack, 2.5 ounces each. Could be yours for $28.20 on C's.com.
I just
It's
bought
priced
before
like
while you were
my-
saying that.
All right,
Yeah, that's
hold on.
crazy. It's
Hold
priced
on.
like the stuff my kid sells for band.
But would you rather order someone a surprise bag of dicks, or would you
No,
rather
no.
order them this whatever these are called, the Irish potato? Would you do which? Which
The
is better, the bag of
sentiment-
dicks?
The sentiment surrounded around the Irish potato is probably more pure than a bag of dicks, but I will not. I refuse to say that you might have more. You might not have more fun with the bag of dicks.
Right.
I will give you that. I will. Give you
I don't know. Was that question supposed to be hard?
It was,
I
though.
can't even decide.
Heyo.
No pun intended.
Hey ho, this is the open bar, and we have gotten through one introduction.
I'm sorry. This is what you get for having me on.
Yeah.
There it is.
In the
That's
event
the
you wanted
only
to check it
introduction
out,
we really needed, in my opinion. That's the
All
one we
right.
needed.
All
this is
right.
it.
Hold on.
Look
Brought
at
to you by C's Candies, guys. The open bar.
Dude, and I think that you could lay down a pretty
Luscious.
decent commercial with your voice there, J Mike. Like
divinity.
a couple takes, and I mean, I might have bought some.
Enrobed.
Gotta work on
Enrobed. I hate that
Enrobed.
word.
Individually boxed. 6 per pack, 2.5 ounces
It's amazing.
each.
Sounds like an accessory to a bag of dicks, really, honestly.
It does.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight you. It might be. It might be when that party started.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
We've,
welcome to March.
I'm undone.
All right.
All right. Well, we've got other people here tonight that have. Well, Jesse, you basically just that was your
Just
introduction.
gloss over me.
You are
Yeah,
you
gloss
are
over
the Irish potato.
exactly.
FF Irish potato.
A brick
right.
of goodness.
Please change that, or can we do a bet? You know what? The bet where you said that D.D. Westbrook was better than all the Jaguars wide receivers. That's what I want. FF Irish potato for St. Patrick's Day, just one day only.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that
All
fair?
right.
One day.
That's-
FF
that's
Irish.
more
We,
than
we
fair.
haven't
One
we haven't
day.
settled up, and I want that.
FF Irish potato. I
FF
will
Irish
grant you
potato.
that. I
Okay.
will grant you that.
Thank
You
you.
got it. That's
All right.
that's it.
I'm glad we figured this.
I was on my toes for a second. I thought
Yeah.
you were doing something longer than that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jesse, hey, it is nice to have you back. What was it been? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know. I don't keep up with it. J Mike does.
People are-
Listen, Frank is in the chat feeling some type of way right now.
of course he is.
He's asking about how you got back on before him, and I didn't recognize there was a race to see who was next. But
Frank,
apparently,
Frank, hey, what's going on with your top 10, man? You shot over to me today. Why? Where's Jonathan Taylor, man? He's not in your top 10. You had Jordan Love in there, man. We got to discuss this, my friend.
You doing the
I
hot
am
take thing again?
intrigued. This man, no, that's not a hot take. He is burning the kitchen down. He's burning the establishment. I want to know. I got to know.
I don't. That's just come on, man. Stop it.
He's sizzling. You remember Sizzler? We don't have one anymore. Not around here. But
Yeah. So be careful,
assume
Frank.
that's
You're gonna
because
get canceled.
Frank became the owner and it all burned down because he's just scorching hot.
Ugh. Okay, whatever. Jonathan Taylor, 101. Moving on. Next guest. A new guest, a new person to the open bar as far as guest territory. I mentioned to him off air, I feel like we've already, created this relationship that is, unmatched to almost anyone. Maybe J Mike, but, almost anyone. Dave, the spaceman to the moon. How you doing, friend?
Oh, it feels good. It's good to be on the open bar. I've been hanging out in the chat, and it's a pleasure. I don't even know what to say. I'm on here. I'm the bright lights are on. Had a couple drinks, having a good time, ready to talk some football. Or Girl Scout cookies or whatever. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for joining me on that drinking adventure early on in the day. Of course, just bubbly sodas and things, and all natty peanut butter. That's what we do here. Shoot, what guys? What are we gonna? J Mike, you ready? You got something to talk about? Jesse, you got something to talk about? I have nothing. I have literally nothing.
Nothing to talk about.
No, nada. Nope. Jesse got natty. I got nada.
There's not really much going on.
Okay.
So maybe we just shut the show down at this point.
That sounds great. That sounds absolutely wonderful.
Cool.
Yes.
Talk about peanut butter recipes.
Oh no, I definitely have something. Listen, Jesse.
Okay.
You know that I love you. You know that you're my boy.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you dearly to the moon and back.
What did I do?
Something really bothered me. You had a tweet the other day. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Oh God,
because
I didn't know I was wearing this.
I want to know what you did too now.
Man.
I know what I
We're
did.
live. Look, Jesse, you can't just look,
Jesse
stressed.
looks stressed.
Throwing you under
Yeah.
the bus.
You
like
do.
that.
Friend,
You do.
If only you knew.
So, and I'm pulling this tweet up for the world to be able to see, and then we're gonna share this.
Oh God, this is not on the show sheet.
No, it's not. But it needs to be addressed. And for everyone that's listening to this in podcast form and not in live here in the open bar.
Tuesdays, 9:30 Eastern.
Ish. YouTube Live, Periscope, wherever it may be. You'll be missing this real gem here. So this is what you said on February the 27th, 2020.
Okay.
Said, my goodness.
What did I say before that?
Denzel Mims.
We cherry picked here, Jesse.
And Justin Jefferson are the biggest risers so far. Now, on its face, that is a rather chill tweet. Nothing crazy. Here's the problem. I'm a huge fan of both of those guys.
You liked that tweet. And
you keep pointing and making reference to how good they are.
Okay.
And bring all of this unnecessary, unwarranted attention.
He's doing his job.
I just want to be able. Yes, he's doing his job, and I don't like it. I just want to be able to take Justin Jefferson at the end of first rounds.
Yeah.
Denzel Mims at the end of second rounds, like I would have been able to do just fine before all this combine fun, before you came up and wanted to make up all these wonderful tweets about them, all these fantastic things. And then you even said something like, hey, you know what? I wrote about Denzel Mims and Justin Jefferson value fantasy assets based on age adjustment. What are you trying to do to my draft strategy in 2020, Justin? I need to know. I thought you loved me. I thought we were family.
All of J Mike's tweets are just like smoke screens and stuff. So don't believe anything J Mike says.
This is the open bar.
He's trying to steer you the different way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, man. What I can say is, I love Denzel Mims. I absolutely love him. He's right now. I'm working on some new stuff right now, and it's still in the works. But right now, if I did have to place him and where he currently sits, he would be my wide receiver 6 overall right now. Wow. If I'm smart and everything hits the way that it should in my new model, he would be around my wide receiver 6. Now, I will say there are some components. We're still gathering information. I do need stuff from pro days and everything, but the kid is amazing for his weight adjusted speed score, his combine performance, his length, his overall athleticism. I think a lot of people watching him come in thought that he might be a one-trick kind of X-style wide receiver that's going to play red zone mascot and just bring down those touchdowns. But anybody who kind of watched him in college and then now sees the repercussions of a very elite level combine performance, he's making waves, and he did himself a lot of favors at the Senior Bowl and at the combine. So you just have to hope that people look at those tweets and that article and say, Jesse has no idea what he's talking about, which I generally don't. And you have to hope that they believe that and that they don't pull the trigger on Denzel Mims. I still think he's kind of like one of those guys, could be late back into the first round, early second, but there's still a lot of time between now and the draft. You still might be able to swindle him. Just know that he is in play in all the leagues that we are in together. I don't care, because at this point, I know you love him. I will spend that 102 on him. I will. I'll do it, and I'll do it out of spite at this point. So
you won't. Listen, I know your TA6 roster. You won't.
Are you? Excuse me.
That laugh, man. The scoff.
I'm throwing in the towel. My roster.
I'm gonna pull in receipts. You'll be back. You'll be back. No, but those are both guys. I don't know. Obviously, I'm big on, and obviously we have a lot of fun with the combine and everything else. But Jefferson's a guy that I'm excited about since I was able to dig in on tape and whatnot. But just from the combine, what were some of? And this is such a basic question, and I hate to come off this way, but since it just happened, I do want to get your all's thoughts. Just stuff from the combine. It not even necessarily something that shocked you, but just something that you enjoyed being able to see, something that really caught your eye.
I'll let somebody. I just talked for like 5 minutes straight. So
I tell you what, I didn't get to watch much of the combine live, but as far as the 40s, but one of the few 40s I saw, I happened to stumble upon Zach Moss, and I was the first 40, and I was like, oh no. I was so scared because he was, I mean, a lot of people have said the Kareem Hunt thing, and I agree just completely that's just the comp as far as comps go, and it's totally fine with me. And so, you know, I figured that the 40 time would be relatively slower, 4.6s, and then we got Elijah Holyfield, and I got worried, and then he kind of saved it a bit with the 4.6. What was a 4.675 or something? But that I don't know. I'm not as worried, and I mean, really, like 40 times don't like matter that much, but it was certainly something that I was like, whoa. So
yeah, no, they did. I was bummed about that because Zach Moss is a guy that I actually really like from just watching a little bit of film on him and seeing what he does. He's not spectacular, and he definitely doesn't belong at the top of that running back heat. But as a guy you're looking to probably pluck in the second round of rookie drafts, he was somebody that I was banking on at least hitting in that. I mean, 4.7s and 4.6s is not what you want to see. High 4.5s I would have been a little bit more comfortable with. But just in general, he just turned into Elijah Holyfield, you know, that sucks. And the reason we don't see direct correlation with 40 times in general, but we do see a correlation with guys who can't seem to show athleticism in the combine not getting drafted highly. And that's where the real problem is, because we see the biggest correlation for success at the running back position with draft capital and athleticism, general athleticism. But when we look at just 40-yard dash as a correlation of fantasy points, we don't really see it, but it will hurt their draft stock. And now teams are going to look at Zach Moss and be like, okay, well, he's not a guy you're going to put on the field for three downs. He's not a guy you're going to want to give 300 attempts to in a season. He's somebody you're going to want to share the backfield with, and that in turn diminishes his draft stock. He's probably not going to go into the fourth round. And then he just doesn't look like a guy who's going to be that bell cow back that you want in terms of volume for the running back position. So I'm kind of with you there. That one was a bummer because I really like Zach Moss, Gabe. I liked him. I liked him coming out, and now I'm just kind of twiddling my thumbs, So
we'll see. I mean, it's not something to hang your hat on by any means. The 4.65 is what I saw there. I mean, we've seen guys that are just fine with that. Like I said, Kareem Hunt was certainly one of those, and people clowned him coming out when they saw that 40 time. And it's like that was where I was actually leaning tape more. That I was like, man, but he just doesn't look that 4.65 at all.
No.
And another guy last year actually is Singletary. So his combine was horrible and just didn't look like that on tape, and certainly not like that in the NFL. Like, dude was nasty in his first year. So not something to hang your hat on, but it's certainly an eyebrow raiser.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
What do you think, Dave?
I came away thinking, well, first off, I was a little disappointed in some of the wide receivers. I was really hoping that some of the things I was hearing from people who were a little bit more feel more into than I was about Jerry Jeudy, I thought he was going to test a little bit better. Not that he still was okay, but I was hoping he'd be a 4.4 kind of guy with some elite agility, but he didn't really do it. And then I came away thinking maybe Cam Akers is my new RB3. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I don't know. He has the he showed some athleticism. His agility wasn't great, or some of the minor stuff, but his 40 was great. He showed really smooth catching the ball. And I don't know why that wouldn't put him at 3 over. I mean, I've heard some really good arguments. Why couldn't Cam Akers have done what J.K. Dobbins did at Ohio State? If they had their situation slipped, could J.K. Dobbins have struggled behind the offensive line, or Florida State's offensive line? So I don't know. I'm just toying with the idea of Cam Akers up as my RB3, and then Rager hurt too. I was really thinking he was going to be a 4.3 kind of guy, and that hurt to see him not run a 4.3.
Shout out to Ray if you're out there. Realistically, with Rager though, too, I don't think he did that. He did bad for the expectation.
Yeah,
right.
Realistically, 4.47 is
the Twitter expectation too. Like basically the Ray expectation exploded and just flooded Twitter, and then everyone is expecting this 4.4 whatever. I don't even know what Ray was disappointed about. But everything's fine.
Just for a pure entertainment value, I was hoping Rager was doing. He blew the other stuff like the burst metrics. He blew those out of the water. He came in at a great weight. So I was just more pure entertainment. I was but then again, I did like Ray's video that he posted on Twitter. That was a great.
We love you, Ray.
I got nothing but love for you, Ray. Swags. What about you, man?
Man, I'm kind of like Gabe. I'm still kind of getting a little caught up on watching some of the combine. Just one of those weekends. But being from Michigan and U of M fan, it was nice to see Donovan Peoples-Jones show up. I don't know how you guys are feeling about him after his combine, but I don't know, man. I'd love to see him stay in Michigan and go to Detroit.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on him in general if you're a Michigan guy. I haven't heard too much about him besides his athleticism.
I think he's probably held back from bad quarterback play and just a bad offense. But athletically, where does your model have him, Jesse?
Let me double check. I can look right now.
We're looking at you, Shea Patterson. Looking at you, Wilson Spade. Looking at you, McCaffrey. And all y'all's turd Ferguson quarterback play.
He's going to grade out at about wide receiver 11 for me. So, and that's going to come because my model weights a lot of averages on dominator and yards, as well as some physical metrics and mostly weight adjusted speed score things, and then the average of yards per team pass attempt. And just looking at his overall age adjusted metrics though too, he was a guy that broke out early, if I remember correctly. I don't want to waste time scouring through this right now.
A 19 age breakout.
Yeah, it was but then he struggled the rest of the way. So we saw him do it at a young age, which is always good, but we want to see them continuous a continuous ascension of them doing it throughout 19, 20, 21, and then hopefully come in on a good projection for where they're going to land with their team and showing dominance throughout their time in college. And we didn't really see that. So that's alarming regardless of the situation there. I don't have his team situation pulled up in front of me. I do know that he didn't compete with a lot of other guys that were phenomenal talents, especially this year. I know the wide receiver core, I'm not familiar with any of – probably DPJ and then – who's that other wide receiver?
Nico Collins?
Yes, that's who it is. Other than those two, there weren't too many standouts. And from what you hear about DPJ and he had an incredible combine in terms of displaying athleticism. It just kind of causes me to wonder, where was that fall off? Where was the gap between his athleticism, his age 19 breakout, and then the rest of the way? Where was that gap? Where's that divide? What happened there? So I'm sure there's context we can add in that situation, but just based off of some of his physical data points, as well as his overall profile from an age adjusted standpoint, he grades out about my wide receiver 11, and that's but that's before, like I said, I'm still getting a bunch of stuff in terms of pro day metrics and stuff, so he could go.
We need the rankings now, actually. The combine just happened, and this is the open bar following the combine, and everyone's been waiting for us. Okay,
I'm a bum this year.
And you, we were hyping you coming to the combine bar, the open combine bar. Okay,
I'm just here for the peanut butter, man.
Yeah, that's true. Stay natty ain't got to get natty.
I had no idea what Swag was going to say there for a second. I was like, wait, peanut? We started with that P. I was like, dang, I don't know. So
yeah.
I'm just here for the peanut butter, man.
I know.
It's here. Got it if you need it.
Okay, look, we'll get to the peanut butter later, all right?
It's have a peanut butter. That's all. It's self-explanatory.
Listen, the man's passionate about his protein. Get off his back.
Yeah.
So Donovan Peoples-Jones, though, I mean, sorry, but I just said his efficiency metrics, he just doesn't show anything. His yards per team pass attempt is really low, or his scrim yards per team play is really low all 3 years. And I like Jesse was saying, when you only have that 1 year and there's nothing else besides that breakout year, and he had that athleticism, he had that high I think the 5-star rating coming in, he was like the top wide receiver recruit. I mean, Jalen Reagor had 6 college QBs and he still balled out, but Donovan Peoples-Jones couldn't. That really bothers me. I mean, I think I'd rather probably at this point take J Mike's boy Lynn Bowden over him, just to see. I'm just not one for someone who's not producing with that kind of athleticism in college. It really bothers me. But
yeah, and also too, for what it's worth, his in my model right now with some gaps there, he's being propelled by his combine metrics in terms of weight adjusted speed score and other things like that. Because if you look at it just as overall averages comparative to some of the guys that are below him or even just slightly above him, he clearly grades out as a much worse, a much lesser productive wide receiver than a lot of these guys. I mean, he's currently in front of just for example, guys like KJ Hamler. I don't have all the pieces on him. He averaged far more age-adjusted production than DPJ. He's just a lot of people are going to really they're going to really like what they saw athletically from him, and they think that that's going to be able to translate to the NFL. But we just really didn't see it in terms of the production and the numbers on the field for Michigan. So a little disappointing.
Like an unproductive Miles Boykin, basically.
Yes, a very unproductive Miles Boykin.
I want to go around the horn real quick on a couple of things from the combine. I'm just going to name 2 guys. You tell me who you'd rather have on your teams right now. And I'm pulling a lot of this information from stuff that I've seen on Twitter, as well as our good friends over at DLF and their rookie rankings. Here we go. We will start with you, Dave, and we'll go to Swags and Jesse. So Dave, Swags, Jesse. And Gabe, you can actually get on this too, because I'm curious what you have to say. The RB1 discussion, is it still open, or is it a shut case? Open or closed?
It was closed before the combine for me with Jonathan Taylor. I'm struggling if I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor over Joe Burrow and Tua in a super flex at this point. I think he's close to the level of like a Zeke for me, or he's not where Saquon was coming out, but because he doesn't have the receiving chops, but his speed, his athleticism, his total yards over what was expected for him, and like his conference just blew like all my data out of the water, just from a pure production standpoint. And I'm willing to sell the farm for Jonathan Taylor at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Swags.
I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. I think they all did so well, like the top three backs there, that I can't tell you where I'm going to take any of those guys without landing spots at this point, to be honest with you. And I'm not even trying to cop out, but I mean, if we're in a Devy league and we're drafting today, I'm probably taking Taylor and then Swift personally, but I don't think I'm not going to shame anybody if they want Swift there. And even I'm not going to be wishy-washy on it, but once we know those landing spots, I mean, somebody's going to land somewhere killer, and it might not be who you think. So I don't know. I'm not ready to say a 101 unless it's like Joe Burrow.
Gotcha. So it's still, so RB1 still open for you.
Yeah.
All right, Reeves.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to just argue with the overall production profile of Jonathan Taylor at this point. I'm a J.K. Dobbins guy. I really like J.K. He's going to grade out favorably as being one of the most consistent running backs in terms of receiving production, which is something that I weight pretty heavily in my models as well. But Jonathan Taylor, just overall, he paints that picture of just the most complete and noteworthy running back in this class. And even if you just turn on one game and just watch the kid work, I mean, he's very precise. Precision is one of the biggest words that comes to my mind when you watch him run. When he's splitting the tackles and he chooses a lane and he goes, he doesn't cut hard. He knows where to go, and he knows how to leverage himself with his offensive line. And that's something that is just incredibly appealing to watch. Even if you just don't know what's going on, you just love to watch the man work. And he's productive when he does. So for me, I think it's pretty easy to say he's the 101 right now. But I like J.K. Dobbins for a lot of reasons. I need a couple more data points on him in terms of productivity and some pro day metrics from him, and then I'll have a better idea. But I think if you're arguing against Jonathan Taylor as the RB1, it's an uphill climb. I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend it. Gabe. I don't even know how to rebound from that. It's good. Gabe.
Now, what if I said Eno Benjamin? Would you recommend that? Could you fight against that, Jesse?
Underrated, my friend. I would say we do not weight him. I think that the community is largely split on him. He's got one of the second to it's if we're looking at just pure production and just numbers, you're probably looking at Jonathan Taylor, AJ Dillon, Keyshawn Vaughn, and Eno Benjamin as those that four pack of running backs that just got a buttloads of volume and just produced with it, and they didn't have anybody to take it away from them. Those were just guys. I mean, maybe Keyshawn Vaughn with this switch from Illinois to Vandy, but that four pack of guys right there really didn't have to like compete or deal with any nonsense like
adversity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they really didn't have to deal with that, and they produced on it. So Eno Benjamin in that discussion for one of the more underrated running backs in this class came in over the weight we expected him to as well. I believe he came in at 204? He was
everyone was so mad.
They were upset. Like, give the man the respect. Put the respect on his name, because now we're talking. Eno Benjamin was in the house, and he came in, I think, roughly, what did he come in at, 207? Is it 207 or 204? I can't remember, but he was supposed to come in at 195. Him coming over 200 was fantastic.
Wasn't he 190 at the Senior Bowl?
He was like 193. What I'm telling you, rice, water, peanut butter.
Peanut butter, yeah.
Peanut butter, yeah. He was 195 at the Senior Bowl. He was 207 at the combine.
Yes, 207. So he came in fine in terms of his overall measurables when we grade out what he did at the combine, he didn't impress physically with that extra weight. Is 4.57, 56th percentile 40-yard dash. He graded below the 50th percentile in everything except for burst and agility, which is kind of what we saw from him in tape in short vicinities. Short area bursts is where he really thrived, and he's able to open up a lot for himself in the open field. Good guy in contact balance. Producer, he's going to be a guy that you're going to be excited if you can snag in the third or late second, and he kind of carves out himself a role on a team as a guy who can catch the ball, as a guy who can run between the tackles. He might not be fantastic at everything and the most well-rounded or best running back in this class, but he will carve out a role for himself on a team, and he will be productive. So I'm excited about him, somebody that I definitely foresee, and he's going to be a value in some instances, I think.
Well, I thought J Mike was talking about the 101. Now do me a favor and spell his name backwards one time.
I can't. I don't know how to spell.
The 10 Eno. Come on, son.
This
is too easy. Too easy.
No.
The 10 Eno. Come on.
Jesse needs to log off.
Huh? J Mike.
I'm sorry. I didn't pick up what
It
you
doesn't have to be
gosh.
true to be funny. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, guys. Come on.
I ruined it.
Jonathan Taylor's the 101, and that's end of the story. But Jesse, I do find it intriguing your allure to young J.K. Dobbins. Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like, who was that? Dave, you said you're ready to put Akers as your 3.
Sorry, I'm pouring myself a drink here. I'm
hey, dude,
I'm thinking.
No, don't let me
about
interrupt that. I can just assume things. I can just speak for you. It doesn't matter. So Dave said that Cam is his 101, right? Good job, spaceman, to the moon. All right. And so I'm just thinking that I can kind of see this mold of the top 4 running backs. We've seen this thing before where there's 4 or 5 running backs all in that top 5, and then we don't care about CeeDee Lamb and all these other guys anymore because running backs matter, etc. And you want to get them early, and they do. They really do matter for rookie drafts, to be fair. But I do find it intriguing just to see how that adjusts through possibly the pro day, and then obviously landing spot, just where they are drafted in first, second round, because that third round, I guess, maybe if that happens. But it's fun. It's starting to get fun, basically. But Jonathan Taylor, J Mike is my one. Was that your question? Who the 101 is?
Your RB1.
Yeah, RB1. Okay, well, sure. Yeah, still Jonathan Taylor.
Very good.
Always has been since 2018.
Yeah, but I'm just curious because I feel like a lot of the conversation for a long time was Swift at 101 and RB1, and it feels like there's just been this tidal wave of support for Jonathan Taylor in the last couple months, maybe last month or so, and then the combine comes and he tests like the freak that he is. And I feel like a lot of folks are just basically saying that it's a shut case. So I was just curious if with the new information, if that's changed in your all's hearts. And I know it's different for everyone. Everyone has their processes, but I was just curious if that was something that changed for you guys. So with all that said, we're going to keep this moving right along. Again, sticking with these rankings that I'm looking at here on DLF. And all of these were pretty much updated since the combine. Like, the earliest one was like 229. The latest one was done 3.2. So these guys are on top of it. Well done. I feel like my subscription is paying off. Thank you guys. So just curious here. Who would you rather have, knowing what you know right now? Again, who would you rather have, knowing what you know right now? Henry Ruggs or T. Higgins? We'll start with you, Jesse.
Ooh, okay. T. Higgins.
Okay. Swags?
Man, I can't answer that question honestly.
Okay.
I'll just follow Jesse and say T. Higgins.
Okay.
No,
Dave?
go on. Yeah.
T. Higgins, without a doubt. It's not close for me.
Okay, they're back to back in rankings. I just find that really interesting how they are that close. So that'll be interesting too. And I'm going to get into the dynasty ranks here in a second. But who would you rather have again right now, Jonathan Taylor or Melvin Gordon?
I'll take Jonathan Taylor.
The Wisconsin.
On my dynasty team?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're probably I'll take that risk, and that's not to say I'm getting too infatuated with this class, but he's younger. He's clearly just as he's coming in with, and I can't remember off the top of my head Melvin Gordon's overall profile, but I'd venture to say that Jonathan Taylor was probably a tad more productive than him in college, but yeah, he's younger with the shelf life and everything, and the value of running backs. They come in and they tend to produce more immediately. So I would say that's you're probably trading one for the other. Not that Melvin Gordon's bad, but just let me put my risk on the younger guy who's coming in and who's probably going to have the draft capital. The team's drafting him to be the bell cow. I don't know what's going to happen with Melvin Gordon.
So, this isn't the Bible, I know, but in a recent startup draft, this is a Trade Addicts League. Rookie 101 went 301, and 102 went 303, and Melvin Gordon went 609.
Oh, yeah, see, that's
a bargain, I know, and I know that we're not trading these players; these aren't hitting our inboxes. But I mean, I'm gonna definitely start fresh. Especially, I mean, we don't even know where Melvin Gordon's gonna be.
Exactly, and he has trouble stringing together more than 12 to 13 games in a season. He's got some sort of tissue problem or just an issue overall, the holdout and everything. Yeah, we don't even know where he's going to go. That's not to say he's not bad, but if you're picking one, you're picking the younger guy who's likely going to walk into the situation that's kind of built for him anyway. So,
yep.
I have Jonathan Taylor right now as my RB8. That was before the combine even happened. So I'm taking him at like 204 in a startup right now. That's what I mean when he's like Zeke was going 105 in startups.
Yeah,
so I don't think it's crazy to say.
Same with Barkley.
Was going like 103 a couple. When
I remember that.
18, I believe it's not far-fetched. I don't think Jonathan Taylor's that, but he is definitely the closest in this class to being that. And you bid up for those guys. You have to shoot your shot on those running backs, because even if you hit on a fraction, 3/4 of what you believe Jonathan Taylor is going to be, you're still hitting on the notion that he is going to be at worst just slightly a fringe RB1, and that's good enough to pay the bills on Sunday.
The worst he's going to be is Josh Jacobs probably.
Exactly.
So I mean, he comes in right for me. Like I have it goes Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, and then Jonathan Taylor, and then Miles Sanders and Josh Jacobs. That's and that's not. I don't think I'm really not trying to be hot takey at all. That's just how.
Yeah.
That's just how, and I tend to those elite running or those perceived elite running backs. I'll take over the wide receivers, so I'll take him in the mid second round in a super flex startup. So
yeah, because the reality is, even if he is not Saquon or Zeke, he profiles as a back who can handle and who will receive Saquon and Zeke volume, and you have to. That's what we look for in fantasy. So that's right there. That amount of volume. No team is going to draft Jonathan Taylor with. Yeah, we're going to start him out slow. We're putting Tariq Cohen first, and we're going to give him a majority of the carries. Give it to Ronald Jones first. Let him get the first crack. No, you're drafting Jonathan Taylor to get his hands dirty. You want him to get right in there and mix it up, and he's going to be the starter from the moment that we kick off in preseason and then into the regular season.
Is there a landing spot for Jonathan Taylor that like could potentially make sense that would scare you away a little bit, give you that home improvement?
Yeah, New York.
What if he goes to Miami?
Oh, if he goes to Miami, you can sign me up. RB8 might be a little. That might be a little bit less than where we should have him if he goes to Miami, because he's going to be the team and he's going to be the Dolphins. That's it. It's the Jonathan Taylor Miami Dolphins. Yeah, that's it.
How dare you disrespect Fitzpatrick in such a way? Unbelievable.
They won't let that man throw another dime if they draft Jonathan Taylor.
Is Cody really that handsome, J. Mike?
He is.
He's a quite dapper young man. He's
the other day.
Quite, man?
Quite dapper.
Gee whiz.
he at least, and we can go away from the combine stuff and rookies, but he wanted us to touch on Michael Pittman, to see what our thoughts was on Senior Pittman and his, I think, age 20 breakout age?
Yeah.
Age 21?
21.
Little question.
I have him 21.
Depends on how you calc it, but yeah, I have him about 20. If we're talking 20,
on how you calc it,
it's looking ugly. Hey, we keep things all natty when it's coming out of the mouth, man. We just let it flow. We just let it be all natty. Let the vocabulary just flow, Gabe.
Trust. I got it.
Big trust. Woo, woo.
Big trust. Whoop, whoop.
Michael Pittman, yeah, he's actually somebody that I didn't anticipate. He's going to grade out pretty well in my model. Right now, I believe he's give or take. I do have him actually before DPJ, so he's probably wide receiver 9 right now. He's just kind of a middler to me. He's kind of like that middle of the pack kind of guy. Decent breakout age, was productive for 2 seasons at USC. Some context for over his last year. He did it without JT Daniels. JT Daniels, I believe he tore his ACL early on in the season. He wasn't competing. I can't remember if Amon-Ra St. Brown, I believe there was just a lot of injury reports in that offense this past year. So he did get some added volume, but he did good with it. He did very well with it. He's somebody I'm intrigued with, but as kind of more of a safe floor guy. You know what you're getting. You're going to buy into his wide receiver 2 ceiling. He's definitely not going to come in and dominate for, you put him next to like a Christian Kirk or something, a DJ Moore, or he's just going to get overshadowed every single time. But I think that his floor is a decent fringe wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 weekly, depending on what situation he goes to. I like the decent breakout age. You see decent hit rates there with some positive upside with guys who break out at age 20. It'd be all about the situation and where he lands for me. But I do like him. I do like Michael Pittman, probably more than I like a guy like Devin Duvernay, and I know that's going to throw some people for a loop, but I do like Michael Pittman a fair amount.
I feel like his combine with, like you said, middle of the pack, like that was going into the combine, and I feel like that's just where he landed after the combine too. Like he just showed up, and then he just ran and jumped, and now he's here back in the middle of the pack, and poor thing, but that's just what this tier is going to be with this draft.
It's he didn't wow you in any capacity in terms of the workouts. I mean, he 59th percentile, 4.52 40-yard dash, had a good speed score, burst score 58th percentile, agility score 66th percentile. For anybody that weights that stuff individually or anything like that, he's just a middle of the pack kind of guy. Not bad, but not great. I'm not like salivating to go and trade. I'm not trading Jamison Crowder for a late second so that I can go and grab Michael Pittman. I mean, that's just that's lateral to me. Give me Jamison Crowder and his massive volume. It's but yeah, that's good. To your point, Gabe, that's exactly how I feel about it. He came in, he did his thing, and he just kind of solidified himself as that middle of the pack kind of wide receiver. Good upside. We'll see what happens with him.
So I know Peter Howard's Peter Howard's a pretty popular guy on this show. He has a Patreon podcast he does now.
Peter who?
Yeah. Howdy, like Hat Tip, Mr. Hat Tip.
Could you add him?
Yeah. I could start talk with his accent or something like that, but he went through on his podcast saying describing the categories to how to spot a wide receiver bust, and people who have a later breakout age and only have one really year of production. Those can be some serious red flags as far as wide receiver busts are concerned. And that's what I see. One good year for Michael Pittman. He had a good height adjusted speed score. I mean, that 1 year at USC is great, but he's doing for me, the way he comes up in my database, he did this at age 22. He dominated against. He's probably mature physically at the age of 22 compared to, he's playing against freshmen, sophomores, and he's dominating them. I would have liked to seen it at an earlier age, and he didn't do it. So that's a red flag for me when it comes to Michael Pittman. I'd rather take a shot on a Quez Watkins or something like that, who's a lesser, doesn't face a sit, or an AGG, who doesn't have the same level of competition, but really has great age adjusted production. And that's just, Michael Pittman doesn't really have that for me.
Real quick, I do have a question. You said you only see it for 1 year with Michael Pittman, and I definitely see it 1 year when we're looking at like raw statistics. But when we look at like his age-adjusted like receiving yards market share, this isn't going to wow anybody, but he hit over 25%, which is considerable, in his age 19 season or his age 20 season, where I have him, and then follow that up the following year with 29%. So although we did see him spike at age 21, we definitely saw him kind of surpass that threshold at age 20. And to kind of go along with your point, for me, I see 2 solid years of production with.
You're right. You know what? I was just looking at the raw stats when I was.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you started talking, I went over, and we're looking at his market share, his age, or his dominator by year. He actually did have 2 good years looking at that.
But to your point though, they weren't like these except for last year where he spiked when we saw him hit almost 30% of that receiving yards market share. We didn't really see anything that kind of posed like 2 strong seasons. We saw 2 good seasons of production. We didn't see anything that would cause us to jump out of our chairs for him, and that cause us to think that he's anything more than that middle of the pack kind of guy. And I definitely believe, to your point about the discussion on where those red flags are, and like Peter discusses too, he's definitely one of those guys that you have to categorize as situational upside. Like I said, you definitely are not drafting him to be that wide receiver 1, and he's going to be situation dependent with draft capital. Those are the big things you really want to focus on when we look at a guy like Michael Pittman. But to ignore that there is some upside would be pretty negligent, because there is.
You're right.
Stuff to go on, and I really think he's definitely worth a look in the back half of that second round, early part of that third round right there. I'd consider him higher upside than a dart throw, but just like he's just barely he surpasses that mark, but not by much, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of ignoring, J Mike,
I was just gonna say your last word.
Right? well, this Michael Pittman or Brian Edwards, we have people here watching this gosh darn show, Jesse, and you're just rambling and talking about Michael Pittman and how average he is, and that he's going to be drafted in the 3rd round, and that he's going to have maybe like 1 productive season because he had maybe like 1 productive season in college. Like, guys, just tell us if we want Michael Pittman or Brian Edwards. We have 1 question, and just go. Who? Brian Edwards, if you're oh no.
He's giving you that cold shoulder right now.
Now I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's clowning me or if his microphone literally not working.
I would like everybody else to decide who they are. I just gave you the whole rundown.
Yeah. But you was talking, so you wasn't listening, so you didn't even hear me.
Interesting.
Brian Edwards,
Brian
broken
Edwards
foot. Yeah, with the foot. With the foot.
I mean, for now, yes. That's my quick answer.
Okay, around the horn.
Yes, fellas. And then I've got to ask. Something to Swags here, because Third Mike brought something up that we've got to discuss. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
What do you guys think, Pittman or Edwards?
I'll put it simple. They're both risks. Give me the guy who performed from age 17 on. The guy that doesn't really just give me the guy that I know can produce in almost any situation. So I'll take Bryan Edwards there all day.
Okay. What you got, Dave?
I kind of thought that's where you'd end up going. We were all nonchalantly waiting for you.
You guys are
jokesters. You say, Dave?
Am I wrong?
No.
I stubbornly have Edwards at wide receiver 4 right now still. So I'm being really stubborn by keeping Edwards at wide receiver 4. He has just his, scrimmage yards per team play is on average is great. He has 4 years of production, but he's still coming out at age 21. I'll take Edwards all day.
Okay. Gabe, did you want in on that at all or no?
Yeah, sure. I just find it intriguing to put ahead someone that we haven't. We've seen plenty, I guess, but just I don't know. It's just scary to see that in the off season. But
No doubt.
Yeah, I'd still go Edwards just based off of what we have seen. I think that's still fair. And
all right. Yeah. Fair enough. Third Mike brought this up, Swag, so you have to answer for this. And I just need to know. I heard you detail this on your pod, and I'm curious what your plan is. Apparently, you have all the firsts in a league, and by all I mean 5 of them.
What is
I only have 5. Yeah, I have 5, and I have a 104, a 105, a 107, a 108, and then a 110. So I don't have any of the early picks, but I'm gonna keep them if that's what you're asking, Mike. I'm not trading them to you. I've literally changed my name of my team to no, I'm not trading a first. Like they're almost a curse. Like if you like to make a lot of moves, because anybody you start to talk to, like you could start the trade talk and you could go in strong, and they're like, if you throw in a first, and you're just like, dude, like no, like what if we just do this? Well, I really want a first. All right, well, you really weren't even talking to me until I started this conversation. So I don't know, man. Like everybody, once you get in a trade talk, and like there's this one guy in another league, I have a 107, and any trade that comes up, it's always countered with the 107, whether it's a good deal or not. And it just kind of gets to be a nuisance a little bit. And so Mike, I'm thinking that I'll get either 2 top running backs there, or a running back and a wide receiver or quarterback at 104 and 105, depending on how it all falls. And then the 107, I think I can get a nice wide receiver. The 108, I don't know. I might take another quarterback depending on who falls and where the landing spots are. And then the 110, I don't know. I might try to trade back. Get into the second with that one. But none of them are going to be traded for anybody in the NFL today. Like I've kind of decided I just want to stockpile those rookies in that league. It's not a winning approach or something that I'd necessarily suggest to anybody, but that's what I'm doing. I'm really excited for that draft. 5 picks, man. I don't know.
That's so fun.
Yes, absolutely. I was just about to say that. Like making picks.
Yes, I have no leagues. I have no leagues like that where I just have like a plethora. Like I think the most I have this year is 3, which is still considered a lot. I would say 3 firsts is a lot in the league. But just to have 5, like dude, just the hope is just seeping out of you. Like just the hope of building that championship.
Well, and it's fun. It's entertaining, and I mean, only one person gets to win your league. The chances of me winning it year in, year out are slim, obviously. So for me, I look at my leagues like I'm buying in, and I'm likely not winning. I hope I do, but that money's going. That's entertainment, and I'm going to enjoy that draft, and I'm paying for that as well. And I'm super excited for that draft.
I think there's a part of me that never lets go of Madden franchise mode. And even though I didn't buy this year's game, I'm I thoroughly enjoy making draft picks. I thoroughly enjoy it. Like not that I'm amazing at it, and not that my hit rate is something that's absurd and like, man, like look at me kill it left and right. Like no, like I like taking the players that I like a lot. Like I enjoy that process.
And if you're not like us and you don't want to make those draft picks, I don't think you should trade them today because the value of your picks are going to go up each and every day. So even if you like to trade all the time, like just be patient with your picks and wait till the rookie draft comes, and maybe you'll find somebody that you like a lot in the rookie draft by that point. But if not, that's when you want to make your moves to trade those picks. They will not lose value.
Run it up to when you are on the clock, and then you throw that life preserve out. Hey, who's going to grab on? Who wants it?
Yeah. And I mean, you never know. Like Derrick Henry might sign a contract in Tennessee, and all of a sudden his value goes up, and people are going after him even more. And then the NFL draft comes, and a decent running back goes to Tennessee, and Derrick Henry just lost value when he's probably in the spot he was going to be the entire time. So, I mean, there's NFL vets still could lose value just because of a player coming to their team. Those picks won't lose any value at all. Sorry, Mike.
No, and one of the things that he said in the chat was, he said, hold on, wait a second. Crap, I lost it. He basically said that he understood exactly where you were coming from, and he was not even going to ask you about them. He knew better. There it is. He said, you and I are on the same wavelength. Haven't asked, and I won't. So he knows what's up.
Yeah. Everybody wants those damn picks, though.
Yeah, it's fun. Speaking of picks, and then we'll jump into something that Big Bad Bill has here in the chat as well. This is my own personal team. I'm just curious your all's thoughts in Superflex rookie leagues. Superflex leagues. Miko Hardman, your boy Gabe, Miko Hollywood, Miko.
Yeah.
Or the let's just say the 112.
Oh.
I'll take the 112.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all you can get?
I'll take the 205 over Miko.
Yeah,
man.
Running to the bank.
Hollywood McCole. Hollywood Cole. I don't even know how to say his name.
The 112 is an absolute. That's an absolute steal.
I'm surprised you can't get more for that, though. Honestly,
You
like
might be
y'all are tripping over this 2020 class already. My goodness.
Who you
Peter,
taking?
Peter would be
Hardman.
ashamed.
It's not
Gabe,
the
who you
Not
taking?
Tyreek Hill.
I'm taking Andy Isabella. Is that an option? No, I'm just no, I'll take
Gabe,
112.
Gabe, you talking all that mess. Who you taking?
You're cutting out.
Bad connection.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nicole. You're my boy.
Yeah, there we go. Come on, this is what I was waiting
Listen
for.
to him.
I know.
Y'all are going
I'm
crazy
so
over these
fake.
picks.
I'm so fake.
It's okay. We'll allow it.
Wait, is this super flex or is this?
That's good. Oh, that's good. All right, that's good.
I'll take
I can't, man. Oh gosh. All right, sorry. I was trying to hold it together, couldn't. All right, Bill.
Is there anybody in here that's taking Miko over the 112?
I kind of want to just
What
to
was
be
that?
able to see what happens. I'm curious how he fares if his role's expanded in the offense, because I feel like all that's fun. Like a lot of that's exciting to think about, like the prospects of Miko Hardman. But in that range, like I'm really coveting a lot of those players, late first, early second. I like that range a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but the thing is sell Miko Hardman for a first, mid to mid-late season, and then maybe it's the 112. Neat. But then it could have been the, probably between a 104 to 112 kind of thing. So Just the wrong time to sell. I don't know, like if this is an actual situation we're talking about, or if J Mike's just trying to get me to say I hate Mecole Hardman. But
no, it's in my inbox right now.
Okay.
So,
okay. We're
yeah, I want. And you're on what end are you on that though? Are you the 112 end? Are you receiving the 112?
no,
from
I currently have Mecole.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you do.
Oh yeah,
wow.
you should. That shouldn't
Yeah,
even
you
have been
do.
a question. The question should have been, hey, did I make this good trade already? This should have been not which one did you have. This should have been past tense. This should have been done hours ago. You should have carried this onto the show.
But do you guys find just is there any part of your being that finds Mecole in that offense tantalizing? And like, man, what happens if the roles expanded and he gets 80 targets? Right.
If you look at the value, look at the value overall, though. Like I'm just looking at like Ryan McDowell. He just shot out those post combine dynasty rookie ADPs, and we're looking at initially Denzel Mims is somewhere in the second round. You have like guys like Laviska Shenault, Justin Jefferson at 111, 112, Henry Ruggs at 110. Assuming that maybe you could possibly snag at least one of Jefferson, Shenault, and or Denzel Mims. I'm taking those guys 10 times out of 10 over Mecole Hardman. You have to assume that in Kansas City that you're hoping that Sammy Watkins is kind of done there. I still have yet to see what's going on with him and if he is going to take that vacation he said he was going to take. But at best, with that, let's assume that entire team comes back, the wide receiver core. You're looking Mecole Hardman had 7.3% of the target share there. He averaged 7.1 fantasy points per game. He only participated on, using like route participation and snap share, 43% of snap share, 37 of those were from the slot. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill operate heavily from those areas of the field. There's just almost no pathway for him to those 80 targets, I don't think. I don't see it. Me personally, I think this is probably along the lines of what you get with those spike weeks. He had double-digit fantasy weeks in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks this year. You're probably looking more along the lines of that type of production. And then you can hedge that, though, with a Justin Jefferson, who we know is going to be very, very good. At least I know he's going to be very good.
Talk about it.
He's got.
Why you want him to talk about it, J Mike? Isn't this your dude that you want to get at the end of the first round? Why are you hyping him up?
Out of the bag.
The
cat's out of the bag.
No, I get it because he's an LSU Tiger. Okay.
So
the Irish potato. The Irish potato has been
Irish potato.
Are you willing to trade Mecole Hardman, an underproductive wide receiver in a talent-rich offense that has too many mouths to feed, or who never proved in college that he could beat out the surrounding talent around him or have the profile to be a number one wide receiver? Or are you going to take Denzel Mims or Justin Jefferson, who have both on the opposite end of that, who have proven that they can do that, who have the profile of an alpha wide receiver, and who can arguably come in and carve out that wide receiver one role for their team? I think the answer is pretty simple. That's just me, though.
Listen,
I thought I hated Mecole Hardman.
No, can you give me the answer? Give me the answer. It wasn't clear.
Dude, Spaceman's gonna be my DM. We're more similar than you think, man. We're on the same wavelength.
I mean, I never thought I'd be arguing for Mecole Hardman in this situation. I think the only thing that I would say against Jesse, like to counter Jesse, would be like, I mean, Sammy Watkins is a $21 million cap hit this year. They saved $14 million, so they cut him. You might see a boost, Mecole Hardman's value might jump even more once they cut Sammy. So you might get a jump that way, but will it jump to the 112? I'm not sure if it'll jump all the way to the 112.
Well, and I think his value jumps, but does his production jump that much? I mean, where was Sammy really there last year until the playoffs?
No,
I don't know. And then you're going over those numbers, Jesse. Like, how many of those were the first 3 or 4 weeks while Tyreek Hill was gone?
2 of those, his highest spike weeks of the year, where he hit 16 and 18 fantasy points, were in weeks 2 and 3.
Okay, yeah.
And you saw his spikes in receptions as well. He had 4 in one of those with 6 targets. Granted, he never had 6 targets again except for week 5 in Indy. So, yeah, the volume just isn't there. But I will, looking at some of his other metrics in terms of, yards per target and yards per pass route, things like that, he was an efficient wide receiver. So this could boil down to where his volume is coming from, and if he can carve out the sufficient role in that offense. I think he can do cool things with it. It's just a matter of whether he can get it or not.
Yep.
I love
like
it
the
when
cool
we talk
things.
badly about Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, and Cody said this in the chat. Cody just said this. We're both Sammy stands, if you will. He said, "Do not let this slander stand." Everyone knows where I am with Sammy Watkins, and here's the thing: I don't have to take up for Sammy anymore, because the fact of the matter is, you can't spell Super Bowl without Samuel J. Watkins. You know what I'm saying? So,
but J Mike, no matter how much you like Sammy Watkins, do you think he's going to be there next year?
No, I don't think that he is, which is why I find, and this is one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to move on from Hardman right now, is because yes, I like the pick, and I would definitely like someone like Justin Jefferson ahead of him, because I like Jefferson a lot. Like, it doesn't matter where Jefferson goes, I think he can go into the slot and play immediately, unless he's just on a team with like OBJ, Jarvis, and let's say they sign like Robbie Anderson and like just get crazy, right? All of a sudden, then he's buried. But I think Justin Jefferson can come in and play immediately. And with that being also said, I also think that if Sammy Watkins is cut, then we do see a boost in Hardman, if even just for the short time, to say, hey, look at this window, and who knows when it's going to be. Obviously, it's probably before the draft, but people will get some sort of drumbeat going, unless they sign, I don't know, they come in and sign someone, or who knows what they do with the money or what happens.
They draft someone.
Well, exactly, and all of a sudden,
so then what?
again.
You trade him for a 110 instead of the 112?
No. I guess the worry becomes not even the worry. It's not even a worry, because I want to see what Miko does in this offense. I like the prospects of him. I like what he did last season with the limited touches that he had. He was fun to watch. I'll say that. I just don't want to be one that. How do I put this? I don't even know how to say this well.
Wow.
You don't want to pull the trigger and miss out on the hype train of Miko.
Yeah.
I'm agree.
You're talking to the go right now.
It's too early. You haven't even seen the scenic route. You haven't seen the mountains.
Right.
You haven't seen the trees. You haven't smelled the fresh air, and you don't want to give that up just because you don't think it's going to happen. You don't want to get off the train too early. Who knows what you're going to see out there?
Wow.
But it could go real south real fast too, and then that's when you're like, crap. I really wish I would have got that 112. Now I can't even get the 301. This is gross. Like, that's.
You ever seen Shallow Hal, J Mike?
I have not. No.
Jack Black.
But I did see on Twitter the other day where Gwyneth Paltrow was saying, "Hey, this is the one movie I wish I wouldn't have done again before."
Really? She said, "Shame on her. Shame on her." That is a cult classic.
Well, I wonder, I get why maybe the landscape today, like why she would say that, I guess, but I also see like a sort of positive message out of it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was toxic as fuck throughout the entire movie, but ultimately at the end was like, okay, we were toxic incredibly. So we're gonna change that and be better, J Mike. So don't.
We lived in a different time back then, okay? It was a different time.
So the way that she was talking was almost like people, even I guess apparently was she in like a big suit, like a large suit? Is that what it was?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So apparently when she was getting made up in this suit, like people wouldn't even look her in the eyes. Like it was like a weird vibe that she'd get from people like on set. So
ironically,
it was really interesting. It was an interesting read. Yeah.
Well, so you know about the movie, J Mike?
I don't even know about the movie that much. I just know that she was I read that she was in a fat suit. is what they called it. So
Can we hold on? I'm seeing something. Hold on. Red flag.
All right.
Real quick. I'm sorry. I just want to lay this down real quick. I'm looking at somebody just posted a mock draft on Twitter.
Oh no.
Listen. I kind of really I'm tripping out about this. It's a Miami Dolphins. Pick 16 and picks 18. CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy on the same team. What in the world would we do with that? I'm just saying. I got hot in here real quick. Just seeing that kind of got me excited. I don't know why, but that just woo.
What are we gonna wait? We're gonna wait 5 years for those guys to break out? Come on, we already got Devontae Parker. Come on,
yeah.
Come
on, wake up, Jesse. Wake up.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Wait 5 years on CD, huh? Maybe 4 on Judy, huh? Come on, man.
That would be electric, as they would say. That'd be fun. But anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just saw it. It came out of nowhere. You know.
That's not that would be totally Dolphins, but that's not happening.
It would. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you know.
I just got sidetracked by a Mecole Hardman narrative street train. I came back in those fat suits, and now it's a. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the open bar.
I was just trying to tell J Mike that he was shallow. That about Mecole.
Yeah. And if you would have read the show sheet, honestly, you would. Maybe we would know. This is where we were always meant to end up.
Rookie mistake.
This is where we were always meant to go. Golly, Bill, Big Bad Bill McCarthy, super duper flex. I meant a long time ago for us to be able to hit on something that he brought up. He said he was offered 14-team super flex. He was offered Josh Jacobs for Daniel Jones. And we talked a week ago. Actually, no, it was a couple weeks ago. Jesse and the league that we're in together, TA6. Mm-hmm. What up, Hardy Har?
Is that
what
the
up,
team that
Russ?
Jesse's team's like really bad?
No, his team's not necessarily bad. He had a weird configuration of injuries and underperformance, but he's got good players, so it's weird.
Yeah, decent. It's decent.
So Bill was offered Josh Jacobs for Daniel Jones, and in the league that Jesse and I are in, we saw Daniel Jones be traded for Amari Cooper, and we discussed that on the show a couple weeks back. What are your all's thoughts? Josh Jacobs for Daniel Jones, and everybody pretty much in the chat, not everybody, but most folks in the chat were basically saying, hey, not enough for Daniel Jones. But I'm curious of your all's thoughts. Obviously, trying to find a top 10 running back is something that is like, I don't know, Raiders of the Lost Ark type of stuff, right? I've never seen Indiana Jones, but I'm told that it's something to where he's trying to find something that's really rare. Huh? No?
I got it. The Jones.
I mean, that 14 teams though, man. Like I want to. That's a different beast in Superflex, and then you throw it to 16 teams. So 14 teams Superflex, and J Mike, is Josh Jacobs a top 10 running back?
I believe ADP has him as such. When I look at February ADP for DLF, I am showing Josh Jacobs as RB number 11. Excuse me, RB 11. He's right behind Aaron Jones. No, this is funny. so he's right behind. He's right behind the triumvirate of
if you're
Aaron
gonna
Jones.
Flex Daniel Jones, I think he has a safer floor than Josh Jacobs does. Josh Jacobs, the shiny toy I want on my team, but I mean, man, Bill knows if you neglect quarterback in a 14-team Superflex, you got to pay up, and you might have put yourself in that position, but. Man, I don't know. I mean, just do the math. You know, I want three quarterbacks, and there's only 2 teams that can actually achieve that without hoarders, and that's if you're all being fair and spreading the wealth. I don't know, man. I think that where did they go in your startup? When was this startup draft?
Oh well, who knows? That ship has sailed, though.
I think he's drafting now.
Bill said you guys are
drafting now, but I don't think it's crazy, man. I don't want to give up Josh Jacobs for Daniel Jones any more than anybody else, but
no,
I think that if he's asking this question, he put himself in this situation and he needs to take Daniel Jones.
I agree. As much as I want to say that I definitely lean with that Josh Jacobs side, I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't really trust Daniel Jones all that much, to be honest with you. Not yet, at least. I don't think we've seen.
He threw 5 touchdowns in 2 games.
Yeah, that's nice.
Did he fumble 5 times in both games too?
Yeah. Either
Dang, Dave.
Either way, it's a risk reward for me. I think that I think you know what you're getting from Josh Jacobs. I think you're getting a pretty solid running back, a guy who's going to compete for one of those top slots inside the top 12 every single year based on just sheer volume alone. Can you bridge that gap with a more consistent with more consistent quarterback play from Daniel Jones? I know every position is different and every league setting is different. I know that quarterbacks are valued very highly in Superflex leagues. So I want to say that Josh Jacobs is the clear side I want to lean with here, but again, I understand that quarterbacks are highly valued, and if you are asking this question, you might be in a situation where this is a trade that you do need to make. I don't know. To me, when you see it on the surface level, it's like Daniel Jones, Josh Jacobs. That's not even fair for me.
No, I agree. Yeah,
but because for me, that's what I
Here you go for context, because remember, he has Daniel Jones right now. He has the Daniel Jones side. Other quarterbacks,
he has that side, so he might be fine at quarterback.
Well, these are his other two. He's got Minshew and Haskins.
Oh, he's only got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, then I'm fine. They're
or
trying to ship Nick Foles off right now, and Haskins. They're not drafting Tua. I'm sorry to tell you, both of those guys. I'm telling you, they're not the long term answer. Don't get me wrong, but if we're looking to ship an asset off like Josh Jacobs, let him get another half season of dominant production under his belt. And then you start to look for maybe a little bit better of an asset than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is still too undecided for me. I'm too undecided on Daniel Jones, I should say.
Give me Matthew Stafford instead. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Give me somebody maybe a little bit more seasoned. I just think Daniel Jones is way bigger of a question mark than this trade is making it out to seem. And with Haskins and Minshew, I'm comfortable with. I'll ride that into the season and be fine.
Can I actually ask you guys a question? Would you guys take Justin Herbert or Daniel Jones?
Oh, give me Justin Herbert. Give me Justin
Herbert. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't
Jones
like Daniel Jones either.
Quarterback coming out for me, so he's bottom of the barrel, but he did flash. We have to give him credit for some of the things that he did last year in the league.
What do you mean he's bottom of the barrel?
Wait, I thought when we look at quarterbacks that come in with his accuracy is a big part of quarterbacks when they come in. Quarterback models are really hard to decipher, and there's very little that we have to go on that show consistency and predictability from the college level to the NFL level. And so things like completion percentage over expected, which is pretty much coined by Josh Hermsmeyer, those are great indicators. I've yet to see or test Daniel Jones in that in that regard there, but he was not somebody that was coming out of college that had elite level completion percentage or completion percentage over expected. He was not somebody that was coming out who graded out very, very well in that regard. And neither is Justin Herbert. I'm not saying that Justin Herbert is, but at least you see some of the production on Justin Herbert's side that he's yielded over his 4 years at Oregon, and some of the physical tangibles that he has. That guy's got a rocket arm. That guy he's exciting to watch play. Even if he has those like 4 or 5 plays where you're just like, God, why did you throw that football, Justin? Don't ever do that again. He makes plays like that, but he also makes some really, really, really fun and amazing throws. So for me, I think Justin Herbert just has far more upside than a guy like Daniel Jones. That's for me, though.
Okay, I find myself in a really awkward place, trying to cape for Daniel Jones, and I don't disagree necessarily with what with the facts you presented there, but I guess one of the things that we did see from Daniel Jones, we did see a lot of not so fantastic quarterback play, but we also saw weeks where he was like carrying teams if people started him in Superflex. So
yeah, I mean, he didn't have Barkley all year. He didn't have Evan Ingram. Shepard was
and it was his rookie season. Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to throw in the towel on what could be, even though I didn't love him coming out. And I'm also, as Gabe has pointed out to me, like one of the things that I'm really jumping in on hardcore now is all these quarterbacks that we hate coming out of the draft. Like I'm gonna just start trying to scoop them all in any drafts that I'm in, because if everybody hates them, fine, they'll slide and you'll get a value. And then what happens if you get a Daniel Jones now, who now we're discussing, okay, he probably holds more value than Josh Jacobs, who was the 101 last season. So now now in my back pocket from a value proposition standpoint, I can swoop in and get much greater draft capital, but also in a 14-team super flex, like you're holding a guy who's likely going to be finishing in the top probably 16-ish quarterbacks. You expect some level of growth, you'd think, in his play. And he's got a lot of weapons to grow with as well. And it was his rookie season where we saw a lot of bad, but we also saw a lot of really good play out of him and a lot of points that he was putting up. I was just looking; he was 16th, tied for 16th last year in fantasy points per game.
And he didn't even play every game. Right,
and that's not even like, so this is and you throw Jeff Driscoll's behind out with his 3 games. Yeah, he's right here in tied for 16th. Am I looking at this right? Can I read? Am I literate? Yeah. 16 and a half points.
He's going to be the Giants starting quarterback regardless.
Yeah, and there's that commitment to him moving forward. So
I mean, Justin Herbert could land in a situation that's good for him this year. It could be a situation that's good for him next year. We don't know. There could be buy low window opportunities on a lot of these rookies still. I don't know. Yeah, I've got to stick Daniel Jones here.
Yeah, I'm on the Daniel Jones side. Heavy.
If they can keep Daniel Jones running the football as well. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He was 7th in rushing yards at 279. He among all quarter, he had 5 red zone carries, 45 carries overall, which is 15th in the league among quarterbacks. If they can keep him rushing the ball, I think you can get a little bit more upside out of him. But if we're just looking at like overall efficiency, I mean, adjusted yards per pass attempt, he was ranked 26th. It was 6 yards, give or take. He really didn't thrive on the deep ball completion percentage, 28th. And granted, they have to get him some more weapons. So I don't want to argue that there's no up there, and he's definitely not somebody that I don't want on my teams at all. I just think you have to value him correctly. And when we look at him overall, he had 3 really big spike weeks. If we're talking about how he had 28 fantasy points in week 10, 28 in week 8, and then he had 35 in week 16.
Aren't they garbage competition too?
Yes, a lot of Tampa Bay, Detroit. They weren't too bad. New York Jets, and then Washington. All of those teams, he had 25 and over fans in those games, and everywhere else, you just really see. I mean, he's got some duds in here too. Green Bay 8.2 points, New England 5.2, and then the rest are kind of sprinkled in. Everything's below 15 fantasy points, and that's not something I want from a guy who I'm trading an asset like Josh Jacobs for. That's just not the type of output I'm looking for in a return trade. But we also have to think like he was operating with Darius Slayton as his his wide receiver 1. Evan Engram was injured. It was just really Saquon. They're going through a change in coaching, and a lot of things are going to change for that team. So I just don't know if I'm willing to give up a stable asset like Josh Jacobs for him, though. But I do think there is some upside there.
And I know what you're saying on Daniel Jones and the roller coaster of a season that he had, but outside of Mahomes and Lamar, like what quarterback didn't give us some weeks?
Yeah, no, I agree there. I definitely.
I mean, it's not all just steady Eddie for quarterbacks all the time, and I know it sounds crazier to argue him against Josh Jacobs for me than it does Herbert, but I don't know. I'm gonna end this conversation by saying that Gardner won more games than Daniel Jones.
for swags, it always comes back to Gardner.
That's the only answer, J. Mike.
He's the son of the universe. Shoe ball. Hey,
I haven't dropped that in a while.
It's been a minute, man.
You got to bring that back, Gabe. Come on.
We're gonna have to go in full force, especially since they're apparently getting rid of their
Do you think that happens? Do you think they can trade Foles?
Yeah,
I thought that's where you were going, but
I mean, no, I was. But I mean,
there's always Philly, man.
Yeah, no, there's always just NFL teams that want to do that. So, have at it, let it rip, Jacksonville. I've always been on Nick Foles being a bridge QB. So, sure, ride out Minshew. What could go wrong?
Yeah, and they've said they're fine having Foles on the bench now.
Yeah. He's a great backup QB. He really is. He's a great backup QB. Along with Daniel Jones, great backup QB, guys. Great backup QB. I hate that trade so much. I haven't really said much about this yet, but
we get Grumpy Gabe. Yes, Grumpy Gabe.
Well, I just like am so just uninterested in both players, so it's just like so boring. But and especially because it's super flex that you almost have to side with the Daniel Jones. I guess, and I can't, Jesse. I can't believe I like you stopped me in my tracks when you said Herbert over Daniel Jones. That kind of hit me. That hit different.
Infatuation, whatever. I'll say I like Justin Herbert's upside, and I think he's projected to go in the top 10. So if we're talking maybe similar outcomes in terms of what a team is going to draft Justin Herbert to be, they're going to draft him to be that starting quarterback. They're drafting him to take over a team. And from everything that I've
just
seen,
like Josh Rosen.
Hey. All right. 8:30 on the dot, baby. Woo, it's getting late. Go down.
Just like Blaine Gabbert. You're right. Carry on.
Stop that. No, I get your point. It's probably me just wanting to get a piece of that new quarterback, the guy that I think is a little bit more flashier, a little bit. I mean, I can't say younger because he's only coming in a year later than Daniel Jones, but I would also like to say we're gonna really have to talk about the situation. If Justin Herbert goes to the Chargers, boy, you are gonna want that man. And let me say it louder for the people in the back. You're gonna want that guy. You're going to really, really want Justin Herbert when he's throwing dimes, 80-yard dimes to Mike Williams. And he's throwing 15-yard slants to the house to Keenan Allen. And Hunter Henry's going over top in the back corner of the end zone on a fade. And he's throwing dimes left and right on swing routes to Austin Eckler and Melvin Gordon, whatever running back. You're going to want that guy.
You lost me at Hunter Henry.
Look. J-Mike just took this down, but I'm going to bring it back up one more time. And this is the only time that I'm ever going to defend Daniel Jones. But this is what Daniel Jones was dealing with, was diming with. And he was producing of sorts, whatever you want to call that, and outproducing your old boy, Phillip Rivers. One would think, I guess I'm not fact checking, I'm just bullshitting, but I'm going to say that it's true. And now you say that Justin Herbert going to the Chargers, like it's almost like you're dependent on this landing spot, that he needs producers around him. Well, look at your boy Danny Dimes doing it with Caden Smith. Yeah. All right.
I like that.
The Bronco prodigy, Cody Latimer, as well as Benny Fowler. Gee,
are we forgetting one name on that list?
No,
Saquon.
No, we weren't.
I really
go with the narrative, Spaceman.
I really like what Daniel Jones did with that XFL team. But what I do like more is what Justin Herbert would do with a Chargers team with far more elite players. I think you're going to buy into that situation a little bit more. And no, I don't think he's dependent on it.
Enjoy Tyler.
Tyrell Williams leave. Maybe it's closer than I would like to admit. Maybe I was a little bit hasty in saying I'll take Justin Herbert. Absolutely. But as it remains right now, I will holster my weapon and I will take that though. will.
I yeah. I thought that Justin Herbert was going to be our quarterback, J Mike, that everyone would hate, but I feel like he might be creeping up into some, Jesse, you said top 10. I think that's like obvious. I think top 5 is more of the question. Like, can he get there?
In the NFL draft? You're talking about in the NFL?
No, yeah, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think
you were talking top 10 in Superflex draft.
No, I was talking top 10 in the real draft. In the real draft. No, gotcha. I don't know if he's going to go top 5. He doesn't. I don't know.
Could happen, man.
Well, but that's
weird,
the quarterback
dude.
I was talking about maybe taking at 108, Jesse.
Yeah, depending on where he goes and what his situation looks like. If he's a guy that is taken in that top 6, those top 6 picks in the NFL draft, why not? Why not take a stab at him later in that first round, early second, and in super flex leagues? I understand it.
J Mike, you guys did your rookie mock on the Dynasty Dummies show, and
yeah, we did.
I was surprised you guys had Herbert at 103, and now it's seeming like you guys are ahead of the curve on that one at this point. Like, I mean, it seems like where he's going to be and wind up, but when things are all said and done, come May drafts, he's be the 103 probably.
And I think as a group, I think that's kind of the feeling is that he's probably going to go in that range. I know that's Riley's guy. I know Riley's a big Herbert fan, and I think he was the one that made that pick, him or Foreman, I can't recall. But at this point, if you're looking at a guy who's about to go top 5, or even top 10, if you will, in the NFL draft, it's really hard with what we've seen with these quarterbacks in the league. It's really hard to, I think, bypass that look at 103. So as much as we love these running backs, as much as we love these guys and are big fans of what they can be and their prospects, then I think Herbert is probably fantastic value, especially if he ends up with Jesse, soon to be, I don't know, send them in the middle of the Omaha Chargers because they won't be in LA forever.
Do you like Herbert?
Well, the one thing about when Jesse was talking about how all these elite weapons are in with the Chargers still, I thought Tyrell Williams left. So, I mean, I don't know.
Whoa. Yeah. We all saw what he did when he was supposed to be the number 1 in Oakland, right? Come on, bro. He's not built for that.
It was too easy. It was too easy.
He threw the pen down.
Spaceman. Hey, everybody got another hour, baby. We're going to be here all night.
If only we could get that the bunny from Zootopia, the GIF, the GIF that you got where it's triggered. Dave got you.
I know that's becoming your thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's the PA Howdy equivalent of the hat tip. That's you. All right. Let's all just meditate for a second. Can we all just have a moment of silence?
So moment's over. Just a quick heads up before we get ready to pack it in. I had 113 in my inbox, 113 for Mecole Hardman, and
now it changes.
I went to the person that had 112. Shout out to the homie Shane, Mr. Data himself. Data don't score points. Shane Manila, and he gave me 112 for Mecole Hollywood Hardman. So. There you have it.
You made that happen.
Live on the open bar?
Live on the open bar, as Shane would say, and I don't know if I have to put the registered trademark in here or whatever. Trade alert, as Shane would say.
I feel like we should have that as a drop. Like everybody should just have that as a drop somewhere. But with Shane,
like a universal drop, universal podcast drop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm gonna make one I'll make one for everybody.
Appreciate that very much. So yeah, that was a trade. I'm semi sad about it because I want to see kind of what happens with Mecole, but that leaves me with and Jesse. This is in our league. This is in TA6. So
this just happened, huh?
Yeah, this literally just happened.
Look at
how many leagues are you in, J Mike?
Jesse and I are in 2 leagues together.
No.
That he commissions. Huh?
How many leagues are you in total? I'm just
Dynasty?
trying to. I'm just trying to. Yeah, sure. I'm just doing the math of how many leagues you're in minus 1 is now how many leagues you have me, Hollywood, Cole, Hardman in, right?
8.
Okay.
Too many. But
So
8.
7.
Yeah.
So 7 leagues. You still have me, Hollywood, Cole, and you will, find out.
No, that was my
future
only
hold?
Hollywood Cole. No, that was my only one.
What are you doing? This is the brand, man. This is the open
That's
bar.
a great move.
What do you think we do here?
McCole Hardman or
Tout
Deontay
bad
Johnson?
players?
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, right? Are you going to – exactly. Are you just going to dive into the rookie draft and give up Deontay Johnson? Like, why are we even talking about McCole Hardman?
Swags.
We have deeply offended Swags right now. we can add this one, Swags, to the list that you and Two Drink had on breakdown regarding players that you don't have any shares of anymore. This is I can add this.
I do not have any McCole Hardman, no, but I will have some Deontay Johnson. But I'm just saying, like, I don't even know. I like Deontay Johnson a lot, but I think I still want that 112.
Right.
And J Mike, you just said Deontay Johnson over McCole Hardman before I got it out of my mouth. And I still don't know if I want Deontay Johnson over the 112, but I know I want him over McCole Hardman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's probably the number 1 or number 2 passing threat in that offense, right? Just outplayed Juju, a rookie wide receiver, outplayed Juju. I don't even care what you want to say about Juju. Come at me. But he just outplayed Juju, a third-year wide receiver, his rookie year, and we're blaming it on quarterback play. But Deontay Johnson did it. I don't know. Give me some Deontay Johnson.
Where's that Zootopia gif right now? Juju talk? Oh my goodness.
Yep.
We have a 6 screen here, J Mike. We could just
throw that up.
I gotta find it.
I'm not saying Deontay over Juju, but I mean that just happened last year, and it's facts.
No, I mean it's good. No, I just you're right. You're hot right now. Keep going. I like it.
I don't know.
Wait
think
a
we're.
I'm gonna get another drink. Let's keep going.
You're hot right now.
I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of questions in the chat.
Cancel's so hot right now.
One of which, Big B. What up, Big B? Fusion Fantasy Football himself. What's up, Big B? Hope you're well, man. And I know, of course, I was trying to wind the show down, and then the chat lights up. You guys light up, and anyway,
I did that.
I know how you
do. Sorry, Gabe.
What do you say, Jesse?
Oh, I was going to say before we get out of here, for everybody that was anticipated, just waiting for me to say where I'm bringing my talents to in the Girl Scout cookies regard.
Yeah,
you got to talk about Stephon Diggs first.
Stephon Diggs first.
Are we doing that now? We're doing that now.
Just try and let's get it out of the way so that
keep them waiting.
Fine gentlemen.
Get the ticker.
Right,
get the ticker done, Gabe.
That have all been.
Fix the ticker.
Wait.
It does say trade alert.
Like,
it does, except I've not been traded
for a while.
I'm moving on in free agency. I have.
Wait, Jesse. There have been
right.
There's a lot of people who don't know what you're doing right now. So set the stage real quick. A quick little lead into what you're doing, because they might have missed. They might have missed the beginning.
At the time that I made my decision to sign with Team Samoa's of the Girl Scout Cookies fan league, I was naive. I took a contract that was not suited to me and the betterment of my career as a Girl Scout Cookies purchaser and eater. I have since taken on new management on this new endeavor. I believe that I'm in better hands, both financially and emotionally. Spiritually, I am in a better place right now. And I have decided that I will be taking my talents to Team Thin Mints.
Oh, wow.
There it is. So I want to thank you guys so much for having it in your hearts, for allowing me to be welcome and to walk in. And I'm just going to, I'm going to leave it all out there. Every dime, every quarter, every dollar bill, I'm putting it on that Girl Scout Cookies table. and I'm going to grab those boxes of Thin Mints, and I'm going to walk away the happiest man on this planet when I do so. And I can't wait. I'm excited for this new chapter in my life, and I really do think that we're going to thrive here. We're going to thrive.
This is how I feel right there.
No, you're wrong. This is the greatest news of 2020.
Unbelievable.
Quite
I mean,
possibly.
congratulations on your new endeavor, Jesse.
We're gonna kill it.
For those who are not
I
up
thought
on
Irish
hashtag,
potatoes were for sure coming back up, though.
This is Title Town, baby.
Yeah.
We're not taking second place. We come for trophies. Team Thin Mints.
all I know is next time next year this same time, if you're making another announcement because you're super disappointed in the choice that you made, you'll recognize that the third strike is real and you only have one more chance to get it right. So congratulations to you. And
I'm very happy with where I'm at. I can say that I've been greeted with open arms. The fan base seems to love me, and the only haters that I see are the ones that that we call the detractors from what is really happening in the Girl Scout world, which is Thin Mint's domination. We are by far and away the #1 cookie sales in all of the land, and you cannot argue with the numbers. Do not make me get analytical, because I will create a Girl Scout cookies model that suggests that Thin Mints are the most sought after and highly, highly, highly appreciated Girl Scout cookie of all the land. We win, you don't. So,
but just a quick question.
No.
In this time of us trying to find different candidates and elections and polls and all this other stuff, how are we supposed to trust the judgment of someone who just spent a year in the trash Samoa Kingdom, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to be behind you? I'm supposed to trust your judgment now because you want to ride with Gabe and Thin Mints drop? And Thin Mints are fine. They're fine, especially frozen. Much better frozen than otherwise. But I mean, settling for silver is not really it's not really a good look on you, but that's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, and you want people to trust you, and you're flipping and flopping, and you was riding with Samoas for the longest and making videos and wanting to fight people and all this other stuff, and now here you are, tail between your legs, coming back, then whatever. It's cool.
J Mike, the title of your cookie is literally just a group of people that follow each other.
Hey, you know what?
There is no leader.
You know what's in tagalongs that is not in Thin Mints? Peanut butter. I rest my case.
That would be gross.
He kind of got you. He kind of got you with the natty on that one.
That is what the kids call ether, Jesse. Ether.
I'm trying to decipher all the words and the hate that's coming at me now. I'm getting it in the chat. I'm getting it from my dad. Yeah. I appreciate what I did here is Gabe, you sticking up for me. I appreciate that more than anything. It went.
That's truly the only thing about it.
Out the other. As far as I'm concerned, listen, I'm just happy to get started here. You take that for what you will. I'm happy to be here, and you know what they say. No more talking, baby. We're out here. And we're coming for the championship. That's all I know. That's all I can say right now. I'm happy to be here with Team Thin Mint. Everybody else, good luck to you, and have fun.
All right.
Took it down to 103.
No, he didn't. What's the one up? What? He didn't even have the what could be there. There's no way there are two cookies that are better than Thin Mints. Like, even if you have an argument, like, I can listen to you for about 10 to 15 seconds about whatever your bullshit cookie is, but it's easily going to be like Thin Mint after that. And y'all, Josh, you're really saying that there are two cookies better than? Is it possible to ban people from the chat, J Mike?
Do you guys freeze your Thin Mints, and have you done that?
Yes.
Throw them in the freezer a little bit and then eat them.
Maybe he's saying okay, I'll give him this. 103 is the just room temperature.
It's like
Thin Mint. And then the 102 is whatever his bullshit cookie is, and then the 101 is frozen Thin Mints.
It's riskier to debate cookies with you guys than it is like Daniel Jones and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. I think it's easier. I think it's easier to say it's like Thin Mints. People, it's like hating on LeBron. Like you hate LeBron because he's so damn good, and you know it. You know it deep down in your heart. You just hate to watch him do. You hate to watch that little girl outside of your local bank sell 4 batches of those Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies because you know that person's going to go home and they are going to eat one whole sleeve of it. They're going to freeze the other one, and they still have 4 more boxes after that. The thing is you know that they're good. You just hate that they're so good, and you hate that everybody else knows that they're so good. And on top of that, you hate yourself for knowing that they're so good but going against it. But then that makes you even more mad. So you don't know, you use that displaced anger on the 101 cookie of Girl Scouts. And that's the Thin Mints, baby. And I'm sorry to tell you, you can hate on me all you want, but just know I picked the winning team. I picked the LeBron James of Girl Scout cookies. And guess what? You're going to have to go to sleep, Zach. Tonight, you're going to have to go to sleep knowing that I picked the winning team. All of you are. All of you. Every single one of you.
I'm going to sleep fine.
And I'm gonna sleep with the thin, minty taste in my mouth.
That's right. Jesse and I are cuddling.
You should really brush your teeth
I'm
before
selling
bed,
high on Thin Mints. Cool. Definitely selling high on Thin Mints.
Where can you go but up?
I don't know. Get those lemon ones are really good,
Sky
and I really
high,
like
baby.
the shortbread cookies.
Shit.
I'm kind of a boring guy.
All right. Well, we'll take the opportunity to not let you keep talking about lemon cookies and talk about the openbar.storeenvy.com, where you can go ahead and flex your cookie and prove it. Say what you like, wear it. All right. We
you know what? Hey,
this
hold
is
on.
like a year out now, but Girls Clout cookies, man, I'm telling you.
How much is it? I'll buy a Thin Mints one right now. I'll buy it right now to show my dedication. We could do that.
We could do
I'm
this.
in it.
No. It's
probably cheaper than 4 boxes of cookies.
It's definitely cheaper than 1 box of your Irish potatoes. That's for sure.
That is true. Those are I don't understand that.
Can't argue with that.
I kind of want to try it, but I don't. Yeah, I think I don't actually.
Plus
is it free shipping? Is it free shipping at least?
Yeah, I think earlier somebody said it was free shipping over orders of $35.
Yeah, you know what? Give me a bag of dicks. Give me a bag of dicks.
Give me the bag of dicks.
Is there anything else you want to hit on before we get out of here?
Oh, thank you for having me on. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
Of course.
Of
course. Yeah, I think are we good? Should we say goodbye to everyone? Do we
I love you don't want this to end, but I'm
no, wait. No, I got it. I remember now. I almost I almost forgot. Because Mr. Natty himself, he brought out and the newly renowned victor of Thin Mint City, baby, Jesse Reeves. He likes that Natty PB, all right? And so he inspired me to create a draft for specifically peanut butter. So, what is your meal? Could be just a delight. I want to rule out tag-alongs for you, J Mike. I want you to get a little bit more creative because you don't actually produce that yourself.
Only fair.
Only fair. So any sort of peanut butter delight that you consume, that you have consumed, that you're curious about consuming, go ahead and get it. The floor is yours, world, to think about it. But this is our draft, gosh darn it. So we're going to draft it 101 through 105. 10 Eno through 105. Let's start with Swags. You look like you're thinking about peanut butter.
I've got the 101 of peanut butter foods.
Yes.
Jeesh.
I know.
So I guess I'm gonna take the Reese's peanut butter eggs, like whatever seasonal, but I'm going with Easter. And yeah, I'm gonna take those. That's just easy.
Now, J Mike, we have to have a discussion. Does that count? Because I just ruled out tag-alongs, and those are manufactured. Reese's are
was that
also
the rule?
manufactured. Should we rule that out?
Okay.
Should we say, look, you can't do that?
Listen, this is your draft. You ride however you want to do.
You have a lot of rules.
I don't want to be a bully, but I want to be stern.
Like then you guys then you know what Buckeyes are? I'm gonna say that.
Oh man, that was good.
That sounds like an Ohio
cool?
thing. What is that? What
is
is
you've never had a
like
Buckeye?
chocolate covered peanut butter. Yeah, they're Buckeyes. Look it up. Yeah, they're for real. But it's just like it's like a homemade Reese's peanut butter cup or something, but way better. Like they're good.
Well,
it's peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah, it's for real.
All right. Got you. In clockwise motion. Oh, sorry. Did you have more about your Buckeyes?
No, I'm looking them up for you.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty tasty. I can co-sign that.
Ooh, they're Buckeye balls.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Like
balls. We got them. Oh, now we're showing them. Here, let's.
There we go.
Oh,
so legit, like they're large. It's like a large like ball of peanut butter, and it's like dipped in chocolate.
Oh, okay.
And they're pretty fantastic.
And there's a recipe on here too.
All right. Okay. I haven't heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, you'd like them.
Buckeye balls. Peanut butter 101. All right. Clockwise motion. Mr. PB himself. FF Irish potato. The Thin Mint man.
Okay. All right. So simply put, I could just grab this tub of peanut butter and just tell you how amazing peanut butter is by itself in spoonfuls, because it absolutely 100% is, and I'll eat it like that for the rest of my life if I have to. But the 102 and probably the sleeper, you could have put me at 105 and I probably would have got this. The sleeper peanut butter treat of them all is a toasted peanut butter and marshmallow cream sandwich, my friend.
Ooh.
Toasted.
That. Just try it. Just try it out. Just
Okay.
toast two slices of bread, some peanut butter, some marshmallow cream on one side, on both of the two different sides, and you just put them together, and you just let heaven and earth collide on your taste buds, and you have yourself a night.
Have yourself a day, young man.
Yeah, day, night, midday snack. You never know. However you're feeling.
I don't think I've thought about peanut butter and marshmallow as one.
It is disgustingly good.
Yeah.
It is so. It's a delicacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever done s'mores with like Reese's peanut butter cups instead of Hershey's bars?
Talk about it.
It's
now,
like that.
now I'm starting to think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you got me thinking, Swag.
There's a lot you can do with peanut butter, my friend.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, so good.
Dave. 103
peanut butter and onion sandwich.
At the 103, Jesse talked about trading back. I'm ready to go at 103. Trade back and pick up some home delivered milk on top of for value.
Don't say peanut butter milk, Dave.
No, not peanut butter milk. No. But I'm taking Muddy Buddies for the win. They're awesome. Homemade Muddy Buddies are the best. It's like peanut butter with Chex, and then some powdered sugar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Some people call them puppy. Some people call it puppy chow.
Puppy chow. Yeah, I was like, what is he
stuff.
talking about? That's not whatever he just said. It's puppy chow.
Yeah, some people call it. We call it Muddy Buddies. Yeah.
Muddy Buddies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll take Muddy Buddies for the win. That's what we have every Super Bowl. It's like our dessert.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, Spaceman. To the moon, man.
You all have crushed this draft so far. This is easily one of my favorites.
Yeah. Besides, I still don't really like. I was a little more convinced once I saw the picture, but the Buckeye thing kind of freaked me out.
They're
I
fine.
thought that was like J Mike. I was honestly like, I don't know, Ohio, the whole thing.
Listen. Neither Swag nor myself are really
cinnamon and spaghetti. Come on, dude.
Bro,
come on, it's weird. Skyline.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that evil on me,
dude. You know that something weird could have come out of that, right?
Something
No?
weird definitely came out of that.
You'll like it.
I'll try it. Okay, so I am going to go next. Shoot, man. I badly want to go the milkshake route because one of my really good friends back home is a huge fan of peanut butter in general, but peanut butter in milkshakes, which is, I think, a little odd to think about. Like peanut butter, just, I don't know, man, that is a weird thing, but it is good on a lot of stuff. Like I said, Jesse, like I don't think about peanut butter and marshmallow, but yeah. And then how have I not tried the Reese's on the s'mores yet?
That's good stuff.
So one of my, I think it's like my favorite sandwich that doesn't have, I don't know if I'm allowed to keep going on the sandwich route, but one of my favorite sandwiches that doesn't contain any meat. I guess it contains protein because it's peanut butter, but peanut butter, honey, banana.
Yeah.
But if you really want to bring that up a notch, if you want to trade up, you've got to leave it in the fridge for a little bit, and that honey starts to blend and it gets that crunchy vibe to it. Not too much to where the bread is like cold and gross, but just enough where the honey is crunchy, which is a very unique and just out of this world taste. So the honey, peanut butter, and banana sandwich for me. The HPB squared.
Okay.
And I'm gonna close this out real basic. Peanut butter. You all have said all great ones. This is just one of my favorites to do with peanut butter. The way that I make pancakes, I put cinnamon and I do some other fun stuff to it. Kids love it. And so on my pancakes, I just put peanut butter on top of it. And while the pancake's still hot, so that the peanut butter kind of gets this runny feel to it a little bit. And you can either go the route of, like you said, Gabe, putting honey and bananas on top, or you can just go the maple syrup route. But peanut butter on pancakes is my jam from just about probably, I mean, once a month, probably, I'd say we have that at the house. And the kids don't love the peanut butter as much as I do, but huge fan of that. And Zach, this was actually my honorable mention here as well. My wife, her family, they make a peanut butter pie, and I had never heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut butter pie is something special. If you like peanut butter,
yeah,
and, you really should try to
peanut butter pie in forever. My grandma used to make one.
Yes, peanut butter pie is delicious, especially if you have someone who makes it. Yeah, it's amazing. Straight up.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, he said that earlier. I was like, nah, bro.
Man, you know I am, Mike. You know I am.
Swags, I know
Somebody's
you're on
gotta
that.
try that.
I know you're on that.
Dude, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and onion. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Just kills the bite, man. Kills the
What
bite.
is that?
So-
what is peanut butter and onion? What does that even mean?
It's the best. Just try it. It's a peanut butter and onion sandwich.
Yeah, I know. You
it's
saying
good
it
stuff.
like that doesn't make it any less
Like raw onion.
Do you like onions?
No, bro. That's not dude. It's a banana and gasoline, bro. It tastes great. It doesn't make it any less weird. I don't know, man.
No, you'll like it.
Really, you think
like
so?
onions?
Raw
I
onions?
love onions. Onions is great. I love onions.
Yeah, raw onions. Yeah, you want them to be raw. I would prefer them that way, not even caramelized. Yeah, I'm not joking. Yeah, dude, it's good. You'll like it. You will think it's way better than it sounds. Let me tell you that. You might not make one every day, but you will be like, okay, I get it. I don't know why peanut butter goes so well with onions, but
it does.
Shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
and it
Landry
crunches. Yeah,
sandwiches?
absolutely.
You're really convincing me to try this.
Dave.
This is gross.
Jesse, if you try that, I feel like you'll be the only one here that I may be able to persuade to. I think you'll holler at me and tell me, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. You might be able to help me get other people in on this movement. It's a weird thing, dude, we had when we were kids. My mom did peanut butter, onion, and cucumber, and I think that's ridiculous.
Get out of here. What in the world is going on right now? This is No.
The peanut butter pickle sandwich is a real thing, and I have had that. I'm not even. I don't know. I have no idea. Like if you're fucking with Jesse right now, trying to get him to eat this shit.
Gotta be.
I have legitimately had the
I'm
peanut butter pickle.
Legit here, 100%.
Part of me I think you are, because I've heard of people that are into like peanut butter and onion before. I've heard of it. Like
there's
heard
a lot of like peanut butter sauces with different spices and stuff. Like it's a real thing in cooking. Like, but yeah, just peanut butter, just a normal peanut butter and onion sandwich, dude. I'll tell you what, if you don't have bread, dip some of that. Just go get an onion right now. If you don't want a sandwich, dip an onion in that peanut butter you got, and
just
I'm telling you, dude.
I don't know. I feel like
absolutely.
the people that eat the peanut butter and onions are like the same, like secret.
Yeah. See, like a peanut
that
sauce
like
with
keep Long John Silver's alive. You know, like you guys are in the same category. You know,
shots
fired.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kenny knows what's up.
I have shout out to Kenny here. I've gotten in my Indian bag before and did the chicken satay, and that is fire. If done correctly. Okay. I wouldn't say that I did it correctly by any means, but it was certainly like, oh, I could see why this could be good, you know?
Yeah. I've had peanut chicken before, kind of like I've had that before. It's good. It's good stuff. All right, dude.
Now I want one.
Dude, now I don't know.
I think everyone needs to try that peanut butter pickle sandwich. It's like I can't describe it. It's not bad, but it's just like, what was that, man? Yeah, look, it's a thing. It's not like Google it. It's a thing.
They complement each other. They don't quite go together, but they complement each other well.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely starting a movement. It sounds like a bowel movement is what's
happening.
I'm kidding. I will give that a try. I'll give it a try because it sounds like it's something worth trying. If y'all going to cape for it like that, I'll try it. All right, let's get out of here, Gabe.
All right, man. Shoot, that was fun. This, you know what? This one went by quicker than many open bars, and not in a bad way, in a very good way. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's already tomorrow.
I didn't stop having fun. Swags? Come on, man. What is it? Midnight 05? Come on, man.
It's only 9 here.
It's pretty late.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
grab, man.
Yeah, I just want to grab.
I'm not gonna try to sound young and hip on this one. I'm doing good, but my eyes are usually shut at 12:05.
Yeah.
Facts. I hear you.
Well, Swags, we'll lead it off with you. Let you say your piece. Any other peanut butter mentions you need to say? And
I just hope Jesse really tries it. I think I've got him on the hook here.
You do. You definitely do. I am going to try it. I don't know if I can muster the strength tonight, but I'm in there.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, just keep it in mind. I'm going to be checking in on you.
I'm going. Yeah, no, definitely. Shoot me that DM. You just let me know. Just be like, hey, dude, just remind me like once a week, and eventually I'm just gonna be like, all right, damn it, dude, I'll try it, and then I'll do it. And
I have to get him to leave me alone about this stupid sandwich.
Yeah, like,
no. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. You guys are always a ton of fun.
Sorry, Swag. Say your piece.
Appreciate it, Swag.
Yeah, I'm saying my stuff. I'm at DFF_swag.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Gabe.
Check out Rookie Fever podcast, super flexible podcast, and we finally put out another fantasy football breakdown. So, yeah, but man, you guys are oodles of fun, even if you don't like Daniel Jones.
Swags, man, listen. I told Two Drink when I saw breakdown in my feed this morning, I about pooped my pants. I was so excited to see it. I was, So I'm glad you guys are back at it. But I will say that during his hiatus, you were holding down super flexible quite nicely. You were doing a great job.
I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I appreciate that. We almost got Marcus Grant to try peanut butter and onion sandwich.
Really?
That you did.
Yeah,
He
Marcus
didn't,
Grant's a peanut butter connoisseur. I didn't even know he went way deeper than you, Jesse.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I
I
can't
wanna
really
know,
compete
like,
with the upper
I would-
echelon of the fantasy industry.
I would love to
unfortunately.
get you two together though, just to talk about peanut butter.
Me and MG.
I'm gonna
Oh
make
yeah,
that
dude.
happen.
Let's do it. Call him up.
Yep.
Book it. See if you can bring my guy James Coe too.
Yep.
I didn't know about this peanut butter underworld that y'all are talking about. Like what?
My friend.
I didn't
Y'all
really
are some
either.
freaks,
It's
man.
huge.
Yeah. Okay.
It is
Like I thought it was just between Jif and Skippy, and y'all are just like, no, no, sir. Okay.
It is not. It is not.
Speaking of Jesse, if you've got the time, feel free to say what you need to say. It's your turn.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on. First and foremost, got a little tired one with me for the outro here.
Hey,
yeah, no, thank you for having me on again. As always, it's always a pleasure to come hang out and just shoot the shit with you guys, man. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, as always, you guys can catch my work over at the Underworld playerprofiler.com. I'm releasing some written stuff over there here and there. I have some prospect profiles that are about to drop, so that's going to be fun to dive into over the next couple weeks. And the big one is my kind of side solo brainchild project, the Rookie Index. And that should be coming, to your eyes around April 6th. And in case you didn't see the drop, it's just going to be kind of a fully comprehensive, data-driven rookie fantasy guide. It's going to be heavily weighted on my models that I'm creating for positions, and it's going to have a ton of great information. So that's kind of my bread and butter right now, where I'm working, what I'm doing, and hopefully that's of some help to people when it drops. I'm looking forward to dropping it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Draft Dialogue podcast as well with my amazing co-host, Matt.
She's making faces at us and everything. Love it.
Yeah, Gujeski. Yeah, dude, Matt Gujeski. He's an incredible guy. So a lot of things working right now. A lot of things. She's beat right now. I love you. She's
That's awesome.
yeah, so we're just working, dude. We're just grinding out this rookie season. Excited for dynasty season. We're in the thick of it. So thank you guys for having me on and being able to talk about it.
My man Jesse is working.
We always got
one.
Yeah, we always got a few of those that come through this season that stand out more than most, that are just grinding. Jesse and Ray are on my list this year.
I can't keep up with that guy. That guy's
machines. You're both machines.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are both all over the place.
Props to both of you. Jesse, I will say that you did have a layup as far as bread and peanut butter. And just going to call you out for that one. And then since we're doing call outs at the same time, Bill is saying, Jesse, your clock needs a new battery.
Oh, does it? It's actually... It's 5 to 5. It's always stuck on 5 to 5, so you have 5 minutes till you can take your next drink, or so my wife thinks.
Somewhere. You know what? We have a clock right next to our bar that's always at 5 o'clock. So I can't hate on that. Bill, you're wrong. Okay, so what do we got, Jesse? I love you. Thank you for coming on the show. And I love your daughter as well. Hello, hi.
This is Peyton.
Hello from the open bar. Hello,
P
Money. P Money. Peyton, you said?
Yeah, Peyton. She's named after Peyton Manning.
Oh,
turn up.
Peyton up. All right. Spaceman to the moon. What do you got to say for yourself?
Guys, this was a real thrill being on the open bar. I've been a big fan of you guys for a long time. It was really cool interacting with all of you, getting to know Swag, Jesse, you, Gabe, and J Mike in person. Well, in person. So thanks for having me on, guys. You can check out my work over at Dynasty Football Factory. I'm writing some articles, about to drop an article about actually a step-by-step guide to creating a fantasy database. So your own fantasy database. So that should be dropping soon. And then I do rankings over there. And I also have a podcast with my buddy FF_Bannerman, Todd Foster, called A Tale of Two Rivals, where I'm the wannabe stat nerd, and he's the bravioso braggart, always winning kind of guy. So we our worlds collide over on that podcast. So it was really awesome being with you guys. Yeah, it was really odd. This was my first guest appearance on the podcast, so thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Oh, can I just say something real
I
quick?
think
Can I say
this
something
was
one
the first
thing?
place I came as a guest.
I just want to say one thing for Mr. FF Spaceman. If you're listening to this and you have not checked out his entire database, that thing is loaded. I just wanted to give you some big ups on that thing right here live on the show, because that thing is phenomenal. It's got odes to market share. It's got combine performances. It's got literally everything you could possibly think of, and it is an immense. I was scrolling to the right for what felt like 45 minutes. And I'm just like, oh God, that's more data. And I love data. I just wanted to give you a shout out after you were just talking about that. And it's absolutely phenomenal work. And I loved going through it. And I just you got to appreciate that the level of commitment that it takes to build something like that, because it is absolutely beautiful. It's phenomenal work. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's your pinned tweet, correctly?
Yeah, it's my pinned tweet.
You should have said you're being modest.
I know.
I'm
not good at this. I'm not good at
this. Tout yourself, my friend. Tout yourself. You put great.
I couldn't follow you up, Jesse. I'm sorry. I couldn't follow you up.
So much pressure.
Okay, wait a second. So I was going to say something similar, but are you oh my gosh, there's another.
Check it.
Okay. What's funny is my follow-up for Dave is I wanted to say, like, when we started talking about Combine earlier, however long ago, 2 hours ago, that I wanted to have it just on hand, and I can always depend on my Twitter guys to have just a sheet somewhere where I can just look at stuff, so I don't have to just keep typing in names and looking at whatever their 40 was and whatever. So I type in, NFL Combine data. Sure enough, 3 post down is FF Spaceman. All right. He's like, hey, just wondering if you guys want the data. Got that for you. Just right here. And I was like, I just found it hilarious that we were on the show with us. So, and now I have that. Yeah, great. So that must be this must be different, right?
Yeah. So
where this is more.
So I have it was actually really fun making the Combine database. Peter Howard wondered, he was talking about if I had Combine data, and I was like, I'll just copy paste it and keep it updated for you. So I made the Combine database, and that got a lot of traction over the draft weekend. I think 500-600 people accessed it over the weekend, which was for me, that was a pretty big deal. But then, and then the other database is my pin tweet has, it has special teams data. It has market share data. It has scrimmage yards data. It has,
wow.
It's all laid out by the age.
From 2003 to 2020.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, so I have 1,800
It's
players.
not just like this year.
Prospects. It's quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends. And I think I have every player who's played snaps in the NFL that I think, or at least it has scored fantasy points. I think I've had, or they've been invited to the Combine, are in that database. So, except maybe a couple I'm missing, but yeah. So it's everything you need to try and start building your own database. Feel free to copy it. I kind of mirrored it after Peter Howard's idea. Go to make a copy, paste it, and do whatever you want with it, and see what works for you.
Yeah, incredible, good stuff, guys. Grinders,
absolutely,
love it. Good stuff, man. And it's all this is free. That's absolutely insane. I mean, all of it is, accessible on the internet. You can look it up yourself. But like I was saying, type. No, you can just have it here, right in front of you as a sheet, very organized, and looks good. So
I will say too.
So that's at FF_Spaceman.
Yeah.
Follow him and get his stuff. If you're wondering where we're looking at this and you missed it, go to FF_Spaceman.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys did a lot better job pitching than I did. It has links. It has a glossary of terms for all the stats that are in there. It has, it has all my sources that I got my information from. It also has R squared data. So yeah, I think it has, it's it's a pretty big piece for everyone to enjoy. So
lovely.
And
I
thanks
can't wait for
again.
that, especially since I didn't watch things. You know, that I didn't get to see everything. As far as mostly just watching the 40, I guess. The 3 cone's kind of fun to watch sometimes. I don't mind watching that, but mostly the drills are more entertaining. Yeah, good stuff. Great, guys. Great. Just superb. I love it. Tremendous. J Mike. Hey.
Fading fast.
I know.
The struggle set in about 10 minutes ago.
I snuck in that peanut butter draft, dude. I'm bad. I know.
You did. You took me.
Database
Deep water.
That to you.
Deep water.
Yeah, buddy.
Shut up about these databases.
No. It's just I was telling Dave and Swags earlier before you guys came on. I legitimately had to get a power nap of about 20 minutes before we started, just to get to this point. So my power nap is now fading. But anywho, good time tonight, and golly, it happens so often, and I say this sometimes. I don't know if people believe me when I do, but man, I'm so grateful to be a part of this community, and not only that, but to be able to host this podcast with you, Gabe, and to bring on dope people, people who care about obviously their craft, but they're not jerks either. Like legitimately awesome people to be able to chop it up with. So Swags, Jesse, Dave, if you haven't heard the Tale 2 Rival theme song there, love getting that in as well. And by the way, if the next time your co-host has some craziness that he wants to hold over your head about him in his championships, we're gonna have to pay him a visit, because I don't like the way that he's been talking to you real crazy and spicy like on the podcast. We'll have to see what I'm just saying, straight up. Todd, I see you, Todd Banterman. Anyhow, I'm just playing. It's all jokes, Todd.
You scared, J Mike.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want people like really thinking like, man, he's really coming after the smoke. Like, what's going on? It's just jokes, guys.
J Mike's really trying to sell the trade of the co-host he was at the beginning of the show. He's really
yeah. All right.
I'm taking Spaceman right now.
I did want to be a home wrecker. My first appearance, a home wrecker. Oh my goodness.
Do something. Anywho, man, I'm gonna just jump straight to it on Twitter at JMikeCheck. On Twitter, the show's handle at the Open Bar Pod. To everybody in the chat, man, y'all kept it so lit tonight. Third Mike, Big B, Kenny, Big Bill McCarthy, Zach from the Dicey Dummies, Chris Allen popped through. Brian Harr was here earlier. There's so many names I'm forgetting, but you all are greatly appreciated. Deltron, Coleman. It was lit tonight, and many more. But so thank you guys for kicking it with us. Again, we're pretty much everywhere podcasts can be found. Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Yes, even on Spotify. So yeah, appreciate y'all. If you share it with someone, great. Thank you. We appreciate that. And if you haven't, it's all good too. But to my main man, the host with the most, Fridge So Big, and Mr. Pop the Hood, Mr. Gearing, if you nasty, on Twitter at FFManBun. Gabe, take us home.
I'm coming for you on those names, bro. I'm serious. You keep expanding the repertoire. I mean, you kept it short tonight, but you keep coming in hot, and I'm coming in with the Mr. Wide Open. All right. Just waiting for that one to catch on. Just you wait, fellas. All right. J Mike's so done. He can't even defend himself. This was absolutely phenomenal. We do this every week. It's Tuesday. It's 9:30 Eastern ish. Believe we have a show next week. J Mike, is that true? Unless I bail on you again.
I believe we do.
Yeah.
At some point here in the next month. Yeah. At some point here in the next month, I think it slows down for us just because I don't want to drill your spring break time. But yes, I think we do have another show next week.
Really? My spring? Really? Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to look at my schedule because I don't even know when spring break is. So how do you know?
Next Friday. Starts
you know
next
more than
Friday.
me? All right.
Thank you, Swags. Even
Yeah.
Swags knows. Sheesh.
Yeah. We already mentioned the store. We've mentioned the Girls Clout Cookies. We haven't posted anything on the store in a long time. Maybe we should. Just a little some. J Mike, you've been blitzing lately? You know what I'll be honest, I haven't been looking for the blitz, but I have been looking for the journal. Where's the journal? I need more journal.
I've got most of it written. What's really sad is
I don't want you to force it.
No, it's not that it's forced, and that's the reason why I take my time to do that because kind of get my thoughts together, and it's hard to it's hard to share that stuff sometimes, but it is in the works.
All right, good. We'll just keep your eyes peeled for that. I will shout out the podcast that I most recently created an intro for. I do those occasionally. Our buddy People's Pen, I believe that is still his. Is it still his podcast?
We've seeded this over to many people, incling Jesse and Ray and
that's true.
And Andy. Yeah, it's a lot of people's pods now. It's not even ours.
Yeah. You thought you were the only inside joke, didn't you, Jesse?
The People's Podcast is what I tell people, or at least I tell my wife. What are you doing? Yeah. It's Tuesday night. What do you have going on? Babe, it's the People's Podcast. Just relax.
Yeah.
Okay? She understands. She gets it.
That's amazing that someone can get that for 2.5, 3 hours of just, yep. Trust me.
For the people.
I'm on a podcast.
Just trust me. Hey, she's with me, so she's crazy.
I'm not watching The Irishman, even though I am the FF Irish potato. I'm coming for you. 17th,
I hope you know that I'm actually excited to change my name, and people be like, "Who is this guy that
are you doing handle
into this industry?" Like he just thinks he can just spout off the top about whoever he wants. FF Irish potato.
Are you doing the handle or are you doing the name?
We're going handle. We're going all the way in. I don't half-ass this.
Good. I hate the name thing. The name thing's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Oh no,
whatever.
it's still Jesse Reeves, but it's FF Irish Potato. So that when I pop up in your mentions, who is FF Irish Potato? They're like, oh, that's Jesse Reeves. Wait, that's Jesse Reeves. It's gonna create a conundrum.
Yep.
And I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
And I believe Swag said my spring break starts next Friday. So if the math is lining up here, St. Patty's Day should be on my spring break. So I will be off that entire day, and I will have a lot of time to pump you up, Mr. FF Irish Potato.
Hopefully it comes with some photos. We'll see.
All right. Anyways, I was trying to shout out the intro that the podcast. Expand the box score from our boy People's Pen. Gee whiz, J Mike, get me out of here. People's Pen, Andy. I know. I'm done. I'm done for. They've got
out, Girl Scouts.
It's the girls really do clout, and this is entirely for clout, I think, at this point. So I'm not even doing. I'm just shouting out their podcast that I did something for them, and they reached out to me, and so I did for them. Whatever. But Debbie Delight, hey. Go and check that out. Ricky and Stoops, my guys, we'll reach out to them and have them on the open bar as well. Anyone I do an intro for it, I always like them to come to the open bar at some point to do things. So it's Debbie season, baby. Go ahead and get on that. So that's it. That's it, guys. Next week. J Mike is so mad at me right now. I should have never done the peanut butter draft. He might not show. J Mike might not show up next week. He's mad, man. He's mad. If you're just listening right now, you can't see this because you're not here live every Tuesday 9:30 Eastern. But boy, howdy, is this man mad? Just not kidding. True. He ain't mad. Put your drinks up. I put my little thirsty goat. You know the vibes. This was beautiful, fellas. Beautiful. Thank you so
Steve
much.
Meyer. I got the Meyer.
Hey, throwing J's in places that we don't know.
Yep.
Swag.
Not even throwing them there, not even using them.
My jerk. Alrighty. And we will see y'all next week. Deuces.